so I've had somebody whose dad was murdered. That was it. So every time she heard the word dad or father, she cried. What? She cried. So what I did was we took it. So there's a picture of her dad, right? Not real. He was murdered years ago. So he's not real. So all we did was take another not real dad, who was Dr. Huxtable in her case. She liked how he was with the family. And we put a picture right over here of Dr. Huxtable. Notice I made it really big, really grew it. Put this picture of her dad behind this picture. And so every time her brain went, dad, 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 oh, Dr. Huxtable. She knows it's back there, so it's not gone. But she can't see it because she's too busy smiling and laughing. That's kind of funny. Who would describe the brain that way? By the way, I should probably publish some of these studies because this is all my own, just what I've been figuring out for years. Funny thing, though, is the first memory over here gets very superseded when there's trauma. And that somewhere between the age of 7 and 15, if you're molested, hurt, whatever it was, and you tell me my first memory is, so I was like 9 years old and I can remember this. Bingo. I was at an event hosting a TV show in Dallas, Texas with investors in lunchtime. And I had done a little something with somebody, and this girl comes up to me. She was going to be in this class, she'd be here April. And she's like, can I do it? I'm like, do what? She's like, well, can you fix me? Like in front of everybody? Yeah. Okay, you know what her story is that she's never told anybody? She was on a summer retreat up in the mountains, and she was raped by a Mexican guy in a shed. I was like, in front of everybody. Okay, I mean, I can do this. I didn't know she was going to want to do it. In front of everybody, we are. Now, that's pretty brutal. It was our first memory. It's like, I'm 9 years old, and I never told anybody, but that's what, first of all, 9 years old is not your first memory, but it's the first thing that her, boom, she just, every time she wants to access anything in her life that's over here, she hits this, she hits this. And the fact that she didn't tell it, secrets have a way of festering. Mm-hmm. So she got it out in a huge way. I have videotape of that. And I also videotaped it the next morning when she ran into me looking about 30 pounds lighter. And she's like, can I tell you? I'm like, I know. And she gave this beautiful testimony to Joshua. She looked completely different. Mm-hmm. Like another person. Jose looks different. His eyes look, I didn't know that he had these kind of crystal eyes. In his photo before, he doesn't. And I've done some crazy work. I did one of them in Norway. This one was wild. Something very, very traumatic. This woman opened her eyes on the couch outside, and the sun, and I could swear her eyes were the bluest, turquoise I've ever seen. And then slowly they just kind of went back. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. Because all of this is going on behind the scenes. So this is all going on anyway. Nothing you can do about all that. You just grew a hair, your digestive system a little different, your heart kept beating. You're not thinking about any of those things. So the fact that you believe or not believe is irrelevant. We can recall memories, we can rewire you, we can reboot you and send you out in a different way. What else do I want to say?
So have you had a situation like when someone couldn't recall like really, really early, let's say it was only 15, but then when they unlocked the 15, then they were able to access?
Always. One of my first students, that's how I kind of came up with all this. I was in a weight loss challenge in there. And I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I didn't write anything down. I had I could fill the room with 30 people. And this is kind of how it all started. I just looked at the people that they were all overweight. Okay. And I said to the first one, I said, what are you doing here? She said, well, I came here to lose weight. She said, I hate my body. And this is what came out of me. I said, if you hate your body, God will have to take it away from you. Oh, no, I just hate my legs, my thighs. Great, because the chick in the wheelchair there would love your cottage cheesy thighs because yours work and hers don't. Try again. Well, I just want to lose weight. No, actually you don't, because if you lose something, you got to go find it. In my case, every time you find weight, you bring back more. And I went after her. Where did that come from? Second chick gets up there, her name was Shoshana, and this is like 6 years ago. I can remember it like it was yesterday. She stands up, she's 200 pounds overweight. She's like, well, I'm here because, I just want to, whatever, I want to lose weight. I don't know if I can say lose weight. I just want to, so what's going on? So, well, something happened to me, I don't want to talk about it. I said, okay. If you don't say, you can't stay. Sit down. Where did that come from? Next woman, next to her, I said, so what are you doing here? So her husband, I said, why are you overweight? I started changing the subject. She said, well, because a couple of years ago, it was New Year's Eve, and I found my husband dead on the floor. He'd been murdered in a botched robbery, and that's why I'm overweight. I turned to Shoshana, I said, is your story worse than hers? She's like, I go down the list. Everyone's got these crazy, traumatic stories. One woman at the very end said, her husband, last thing she remembers from her husband saying is, fuck you, you're just good for sex, and he left. Another guy, Thompson, said, I can't remember 2 years of my entire life. I was beaten so badly. I'm like, my brain is going, what's going on here? They don't need a diet program. They need a whole fucking mental makeover. Everybody. then finally Shoshana, and I don't even know what I'm doing at this moment. Shoshana stands up, comes, I said, come here. I said, so and every person I went back to her. And finally she said, can I say something? I said, sure. She said, I'm going to tell you what happened. She moved from Puerto Rico, she'd been raped by her uncle repeatedly, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, I knew that before you said it. Because the way you carry your weight, you're shielding yourself. Anyway, everybody in the class on average lost about 20 to 30 pounds. No diet. No diet. It just in my book. What's in the book? Just a journal. Because I don't literally rewire your brain. If you go on a diet that's written out, I personally have a huge issue with authority, not food. You tell me I have to have tuna fish on Tuesday, and if I didn't do it because I was busy, I already cheated. Next thing I'll eat chocolate cake. How the fuck is your brain wired? What am I doing here? I don't like authority. Okay, so what do I have to do? Well, I have to put in enough pain and enough other things. And this was the best thing I've ever done. In fact, Jill, will you get a journal for me, please? The whole thing is if you bite it, write it. Make a decision with yourself, decide that you're going to do something, and if you bite it, write it. So at every moment, it came out about what's the decision. So for me, I invented this thing called diet, which is simply decisions I eat today. Okay? So number one, I tweaked their decision-making process. Because when you decide to do something, do you go back on it? Then it wasn't a real decision. And so the most important thing, I taught them how to make a decision. You're going to stand over here, and no matter what they do, you can't move, whatever you decide. But you decide, and not for the rest of the year. Today, today I'm going to take this plan that I've got, and I'm going to do this, or I'm just going to eat this much protein, or I'm going to drink as much water. And if you did at the end of the day, because you started out with a question, so I'm going to go back to here, were you successful or not? And so at the end of the day, you add up your decisions, and you go, was I successful or was I not successful? So here's my thought about that. If you keep getting not successful, change the decision. Because or input in a bigger why. No, once again, today I said I was going to just eat really good food and I didn't. Then your why doesn't matter and you didn't make a decision. You made a half-assed decision. So then you got to go, why do I make half-assed decisions? You see how it's got nothing to do with the food? So then I said it's not only about, so on this side of the book it's completely blank, right? On the other side is an exercise. Look at today's exercise. Imagine your perfect vacation anywhere around the world. If you could have a magic wand and travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? Right now. Okay, that's too casual a decision. So I go, okay, so wait a second. Let's go get a picture of Tahiti. Put it here and spend a little moment here. Because that wasn't so good. You know where I want to go? Welcome back. Hey, good morning. Speaking of decisions I eat today.
Chocolate covered chocolate.
Yeah! Cherry are the best. Love you and happy Valentine's Day. This is actually really good for you. Here, we'll get to those. Want to put those in the refrigerator for a second? Yeah. Because there's a refrigerator right below you. I don't know if it's big enough. So I would say that that's not a good enough thing to put in the computer. Oh, here's a picture cut out of a magazine. No. Here's mine. You know where I want to go? I keep fixating on those Bora Bora houses. Where you've got to swim. Carrie and Alicia just went to it. You get the pool made out of glass. You can jump off the end. It's just me and Joshua. It's got roses on the petal. Somebody's got to walk to get this fresh fruit in the morning with a little bit of tea. I can totally imagine how awesome. I have the cutest little bikini, which, by the way, looks great on me because I've been working out because I really wanted to look so hot for the photo. See where I'm going with this? It says this. It doesn't say half-assed. Imagine. So that was what and we're going to do a little vision board. What does it mean to imagine? Well, if you can imagine yourself doing that, then you kind of work back to, well, what work does it take to get there? Well, shit, you know what? I'm really not doing this. All right, so, and then every day you can re-up your decisions. So, Jen, we're talking about my eat journal. Okay. So we started in the morning, just to recap, because I just want you to be up to speed, is what question do you, what's your question every day when you wake up? You ask yourself. Always have somebody else.
What 3 things am I going to accomplish today?
So actually, she gets 8 less. Mm-hmm. Well, because both of you all have the option to do it the way I told you to do it, but you didn't. So what 3 things will I accomplish today? Accomplish today. 3 things. If you're informed factor, that's kind of good. If you weren't, let's see everyone else informed factor, you go all there. So then we went on to my vision of what your brain is like and how it's like a computer screen. And how You all have files. You've got high school file, you got baby file, you got marriage file, you got every file in the world, and then you got the files you actually put there about your finances, your clients, and all the other, pretty crowded screen. Kind of like looking at my screen, there's files everywhere. And then for some odd reason, you take the really bad stuff and you put it in a really big bow, and you can't wait to tell somebody. Oh my God, do you know what happened to me? No, how about you say the most amazing thing? I woke up this morning, I got kissed by the most romantic guy in the world. You never say that stuff. So this is kind of how we're pre-wired. Now, I really went on to a little diatribe about the brain, the conscious versus the subconscious, and how a lot of my techniques access the subconscious very quickly. When I ask you your first memory, it isn't your first memory. In fact, we changed ages. He has a completely different first memory than when I met him. And it caused everything to be happier. So let me ask you a question. If you could do this with your clients, could you get work done? If you can tweak their brains a little bit to be in alignment with what you're doing, you cut out all the bullshit. I have a bit of an issue with entourages. Someone like me should have one or two assistants and the makeup artist and the problem is, I'm so sensitive to energies that I don't want you to walk in and carry your bullshit. I don't want to hear about your boyfriend. I just want to focus on what I'm doing. And it's a little rude to say that, but I need you to do what we're doing. We're all on task, and I'm pretty that way about it. Doesn't happen. People start blah, 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 blah. I'm like, everyone has to go through the Forbes factor. You're going to work for me. Because it's a shorthand. That's a bag of bones, let that go. That's how fast I want to say things. We all kind of got that yesterday. Yeah, bag of bones, that's bullshit. Okay, what kind of, oh yeah, leak in the net loop here. Because your brain is just, it's so simple. Your subconscious has no sense of humor. And by the way, raising a daughter, this is a really interesting thing. Who here has kids? Who wants kids? Okay. Can't teach an old dog a new trick. But before the age of 7 or so, and this is a book that I should do, just to get it out there. I read the book Baby Wise when I was pregnant. Baby Wise is a very thin little book, but I was and Jenna, this is important. I love systems. Mm-hmm. I create systems. I just have this weird little authoritative thing that doesn't like to, I don't know, someone else has to do. Mm-hmm. So I was at the hairdresser and there was a baby underneath the thing, sleeping, and I'm very pregnant. I said, well, how do you do that? Because my other girlfriend, who has one baby, was like stressed out of her mind. Said, oh my God, you'll never take a shower again. And that, I'm like, fuck, I'm pregnant with twins. Okay. Because she's like, no, this one had a baby sleeping there. So what are you doing? And she said, here's the book. The book simply said, it's like wash, rinse, and repeat. The baby sleeps, you wake the baby, you feed the baby, you play with the baby, you put the baby down. An hour and a half later or 3 hours later, you wake the baby. You wake the baby? Yeah, you wake the baby, you feed the baby, you want to play with the baby, but the baby, and you do that over and over and over again because the baby isn't, number one, you're teaching the baby the rules. You're working on the baby has no conscience, trying to figure out what, so give it structure. And it turns out it works really well. So I had 2 dogs and I took all my brain stuff with my dog. I could shoot Peeve. My Peeve he was a pit bull Dalmatian rescue. He was my pet peeve. He and I were just joined at the hip, and I was coming up with all these things, and I would just go bang, and people would look at all of you going, and they'd roll over and go, how did I teach a dog to do that? It was one of the coolest things. He had a whole list of tricks. One of my favorite with him, and again, there's a lot of experimenting, was I would put, and then I got another little Cocker Spaniel. She was a little girl. She was a flighty little girl. I was videoing him. I'm videotaping him. And she liked to get licked and cleaned. So and she would go like that. And he'd go, and he's looking at the camera going, and it's just like, wow, that's kind of funny. I actually wanted to write a kid's book called The Adventures of Peeve and Safi. Safi is Swahili for pure, and I just come back from Africa when I got her. So I would take a piece of food and I would put it right in front of each of them. And I would say, stay. And I'd walk away. Oh no, before that, I actually loved doing this for kids. I said, Kuso, stay. And I'd say to the little kids, so, okay, you want to unlock them? You're like a magician. What do you think is going to unlock them? Oh, come on, go get it. Abracadabra, whatever. And they'd all try things, and Pete would just sit there like this. And Safi would go, and he'd actually sometimes put his paw there. Nothing. Until I went 3, 2, 1, go. That command was the only thing that would unlock that dog. How long did I have to spend playing with him to do that? But I left the room for 45 minutes. I'd go teach, I'd sit over here, and poor client would go, he's like the drool's coming out of her mouth. And she's like, you want to unlock him? Or no, I'm kind of proving a point to myself and everything else. 45 minutes, he would just sit there. Because I had programmed him to do that. And it's really simple to do that that's how you train anybody. So then I said, wait a second, how do you train your kids? So there's an I want stage. You love this. Does your daughter old enough to say I want?
Yes.
What does she want?
Everything. She wants to watch horses.
Great, I want to watch horses. It's a 10-step, okay?
Yeah.
The I want is the moment where a dog says, okay, I want it, here's a treat. That's when you train them in your paw. Reward. Say hi. That's how I did it, okay? So here's for a kid, and I had 2 of them, so it was even cuter. A list of 10 commands that are said a certain way. Oh, you want to watch horses? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay. You want to watch horses? Touch your nose. Want to watch horses? Count to 3. 1, 2. These are things you use. Want to watch horses? Touch your hair. So I would do 7 commands, and my kids would do them. And don't say it to me. I'll make you colder here. The last 3 commands were always, if you want to watch horses, give each other a kiss. If you want to watch horses, give each other, say I love you. And if you want to horse, say I love you, mommy, give me a kiss. To this day, and my daughter gets mad at me when I don't say I love you and hang up the phone. I trained her to do that. They're both really well trained. I would do that. In fact, I trained every nanny who would come over, and don't talk about systems, I'm not going to it. Every nanny, I said, you got to do this. Every time I say, yes, that's what I'm going to pay you for. If I catch you not doing it, you got to leave. Because there is a system that they're going to get used to. It must have been 20 times a day. I want a cookie. Great, I want a cookie. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Well, let me tell you something. So that went to about 5 or 6, 8 or 9 years old at a party in the kitchen, and I said, huh. I said, hey, Dad, to my daughter, said, Mommy, I want that. I said, really? You both want that? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh, that's funny. I said, you want that? Go clean your room. Okay, Mommy. There was such little fighting in our house that it was weird. Because we had a system for things. So this is the book you have to read, The Ultimate Systems of Being a Mom.
And it was fun.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. Because then the other system that I had was the sharing thing. It's funny. I love systems. So 2 kids. I read some more. Somebody said, kids don't share. I'm like, well, that's terrible. Well, then if they don't share, what can they do? So you and her both want to play, right? You both go to the coffee cup. You're going to fight. I don't like this. That only works. This works with 2 kids. I want this. I want this. Okay, that's right. You know what? If you take that, hey, then you know what we're going to do? Count to 10. 1, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so if you got, hey, come on, baby, let's count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Okay, great. If you still wanted it, I'd go like that, and we're going to count to 10 again. And kids don't mind doing this until one of them goes and gets bored and leaves. So every time they grab for the same thing, count to 10. Count to 10. A couple of backfires in this one. They got a little older. Here's what it sounded like. What is it around 10? Okay. What is it 10? Okay. Well, they were counting so fast, they wanted to fuck with each other, that it wasn't fun, and somebody said, I'm just giving up. So now this didn't become as important, because that's what they fight over. So it would be so fast and so silly that they kind of realized maybe we don't need to play with the same thing at the same time ever. There's no fighting in my house. No, it was weird.
So it was easier for them to let go of the problem.
Well, yeah, because they knew it's not a problem. But it's just,
okay.
I don't know why I don't know why they do that.
Mm-hmm.
But trust me, here's a toy that you love, but this becomes important because he has it.
Yeah.
But if you know you have to count to 10, they're like, well, shit, I don't want that.
Their mind is taking.
I don't actually know. I don't know the logic. I don't know why. All I know is it works.
Yeah.
Then here's where it didn't work. My daughter comes up to me in the park one day, and she's like, Mommy, I've been standing by this waiting for all this time, and I keep counting to 10. You won't get off. And the funny thing was, her mom was there, saw that my daughter wanted to get on the swing. I just wouldn't share. So I was like, interesting conclusion that you make.
Mm-hmm.
But all I know is there was no fighting in my house. And this came about because I used to watch that TV series, The Nanny. I said, I'll be damned if some little is going to run my life. That's not happening. And Tom was very much behind me on that. And we had a really lovely raising of 2 kids, who, by the way, Riker is 16 years old. We come to mom, get dressed, go out for dinner, have a wonderful time. Have we made mistakes? Then yeah, but the little foundational things, wow. Then I would teach them. I mean, I have a whole list of things. I've never done that, but that'd be a fun book. All right, so if your operating system, this is the other thing too. Have you ever updated your operating system, Jenna, in the computer?
Yeah.
What do you go to get personally updated?
Where do you go to vacation?
No, that is just turned into off switch. You don't update on vacation. You don't do anything. You don't do. You turn it off, let the fan cool down, So I just hit the off switch.
Stare in someone's eyes for 5 minutes.
Forbes factor. I'm not kidding, because here's what we did. Here's what Forbes factor is. One of the things is we recall some of the pain in your life, we rewired it, and then we just reboot it.
Yeah.
That's updating your operating system.
Or being a student.
Being a student is an update, yeah. Now the problem is, if you try to put stuff in the closet that's already full, what happens?
Yeah.
So I just think that there needs to be some system where I just think some sort of Forbes factor, we can just let stuff go, hear other people's stories, and literally do the rewiring part. That's why I don't believe in therapy at all. I don't really care how you feel about it. It's irrelevant how you feel about it. That's your conscious talking about your subconscious. They don't even have a connection. Okay? Your subconscious, Ms. Jenna, has no sense of humor. If you tell it it can't do something, it can't. How do I know? You do hypnosis. Really simple. If I tell you can't remember number 3, 1, 2, really? Okay, so try number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 fingers? How did you not remember the number 3? And this is why I love hypnosis. That moment, when I was on stage and the hypnotist said, you can't remember your last name. And the guy takes out his license, and I'm looking at it going, you're such an idiot. Your name is right there. How come you can't tell your name? Comes to me and says, what's your full name? I'm like, Forbes. My mind is going, hello, last name is writing, you know it. I'm like, I know, but we agreed not to say it. So I'm not saying it right now. I don't know why. It's not, because my subconscious has no sense of humor. The next one, which also blew me away, is we're all sitting in a line. He's got an imaginary hypnosis gun. I'm gonna fire, boom, boom. And I'm sitting there thinking, the first one people kind of fall over thinking, this is, what am I doing now? I just thought this was stupid, and I'm lying here like on this guy's chest. Huh. I could stop this if I wanted to, but I didn't. Wow. There's some people who kind of lose all that sense of the conscious, they let it go, and the subconscious just has a blast. Because they don't have, go, why did that guy just kind of do all this? It's because you're because you want to have fun, you want to let go.
Could we see some hypnosis?
Yes, you can. One I can show you a little bit of. I got Daphne running around with a post-hypnotic suggestion in my studio, kissing my camera guy.
What?
I just found this. I can find it as well. Actually, I think, well, I want to get even weirder. I stole this one from Anthony Cool's. Anthony, you go to Anthony Cool's show in Vegas, Paris, and you'll swear that you watched an X-rated show. A dirty, dirty X-rated show, but no one's ever taken their clothes off. It's the weirdest thing. He ends his show by saying, all right, so when I shake your hand, you're going to have the most intense orgasms you've ever had. I just want to thank you, AJ Howe. And literally, Daphne was one of the people, because I had all girls in this room screaming her head off. And then I gave post-hypnotic suggestions, and they all thought, and
Little quiet, Daphne.
how about the little,
I need to run to the house and grab my charger.
oh, have Joshua bring it over.
He's not coming until after his.
Is it the same as mine?
It's the C.
2015? Oh, no, I don't see.
A C charger?
It's what it looks like.
What do you mean?
It's in between. It almost.
It looks like that. It looks like
Oh,
the.
God.
Is it mine?
I think
I
that's
think
the
so.
same as Jenna's. If you ever do want to, you guys have
It is the same.
Yeah.
It is not the same as yours.
No?
Really?
Where are these?
Maybe it is.
It is.
Okay, that would be
Again,
awesome.
okay, so I almost did it in class the other day. Would you like to do it? Because I haven't done it in a long time.
Yes.
Girls are good at it too. Yeah, we'll do this.
I tried to do the postal
Thank you.
stamp thing myself and I can't see the pictures. You said frame or no frame. I'm like, shit, I don't see the pictures. I just see black clouds.
Well, let me share something about that. Stop being hard on yourself. When you're an actress and you're doing a commercial, they always say to look in the camera and pretend it's your best friend. Never in my life did I see anything but a black lens. Ever. But behind that, I would go, I can imagine who I'm talking to. But I couldn't ever picture somebody out there. So I have a different sensibility to do that. But since you asked, yes, happy to do that. It'll be a birthday present for you. All right, so here's the problem. So now you're on vacation, you turn it off, you turn it back on, and it still looks the same mess that you might have left your screen. Oh, shit, didn't I even hit like reorder? No. That's a big problem. One of the problems coming back vacation is there's a lot more files that have been unopened. Didn't I do this exercise in class? So this is how you started your day, and then you're gonna end your day. So where's your cash today? Who asked this one? Okay, so what's the answer at the end of the night?
At the end of the night,
Well, could you sit there? Imagine, this is brewing all day long.
I get a list of people.
That's where's the cash today?
Yeah.
Is that the best and highest use of your subconscious brain cooking all day long?
For today, it is.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with your creativity, your productivity. And could you ask yourself a better question? What helps you accomplish that?
Mhm.
So what might that be? Let's just set up a new first question for the heck of it. Not where's the cash today, but ask me another question. Ask you another question then. Think about it for a second. Because you feel a lot better when you get these. If you set out a diet like Joshua did, that said, I'm going to eat chicken, fish, or steak all day, every day, and that's all I'm going to do. How long do you think that's going to last for anybody here in the room? I mean, how many days could you do that?
A day and a half.
What?
A day and a half.
A day and a half?
I do it every day.
That's all you eat. It's all, nothing. No, not primarily. Nothing else.
Well, no, I could probably do 8 to 12 weeks because I love steak, except it's bad for you.
Okay. But I'm going to say, and then when Joshua said to be vegetarian, that's all that he did. Let me ask you a question. Without suffering or going, oh God, I could use a glass of wine, how long are you going to last? I don't know. You last a period of time. How long did you last?
7 to 10 days.
Really? Good for you.
Couple days.
Day and a half? Okay, so if after 7 days, if you said, I'm going to do this for 12 weeks,
That'll be a challenge.
right? And you get to 3 weeks, you failed. What does your subconscious hear?
Feeling bad.
You failed. No, that's all it heard. It all heard, I failed. I've tried every diet in the world and I failed, so why would the next one work? Well, it didn't fail. You didn't have a strong enough this. So what if the decision was, I'm going to do this for 1.5 days. And at the end of that, I'm going to declare to my system here that I won. Then could you re-up and say, tomorrow, I need to do this again. I can do this for a day and a half. And so you've tricked your little brain into going a day and a half at a time because you needed, you're an instant gratification person. Could you, in fact, get the same 12 weeks done a day and a half at a time?
Yes.
Okay, that's how you approach every project that you do.
More successful.
How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you chunk it down to make the decisions actionable, doable, and successful. So where's the cash? It's irrelevant. I don't know. Where do you make money?
Well, I have a new question.
Yeah?
Well, what will bring you joy today?
Let's stop, AJ. This is what you asked, and it's really important to know. So if this is the question, this is the coffee in the cup, this is the coaching I need. So I want to hear your question that plays you every day, because on our calls or on our weekly, with our texts and stuff, I get to go, okay, you need to re-up some of these. Cash comes when you do something successfully. People reward you. So where's the cash? Here's the answer. In someone else's pocket. That will always be the same. So someone else's pocket, that's where the cash is. Not a great question. So what could a new question be? How do you make money?
How do I?
How do you, it's a real question, how do you make money? Can I get a big glass of water? How do you make money right now?
Enroll people in seminars.
You enroll people into seminars, okay? You enroll people. Cheryl, have a seat. I need you to stay right here, folks. I love you for being that person. You enroll people. So when you enroll people, do you get cash?
Yes.
So where's the cash? The answer is in people's pockets. So you already answered that. So you're not actionable, not measurable. How much is a person worth? Enrollment worth?
A single enrollment or a lifetime value?
No, single enrollment.
4,000.
4,000. Lifetime?
Probably about 16,000.
Okay, so if you got one person today, would that be good?
Yeah.
So the question might be, what actions can I take today to enroll one person? Does that feel like you just gave yourself a break?
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, so now chunk that down. So write that down. What actions can I take to enroll one person? And you might, that you wake up today and go, oh, yeah, what can I do to enroll one person today? So what are the answers? I could, give me some answers, AJ. Thank you.
Well, pick up the phone.
No, watch this.
Oh.
I picked up the phone.
Talk.
No, but again, you think I'm nuts. Picking up the phone does nothing. So that's not the action. What is the action?
Interact with the person, but that's not just it. I mean, for a lot of people, I need to pitch it.
Is it okay? So it's a numbers game. Watch this, because I'm going to give you your actual how do you make money. Call 10 people today. Write that down. Call 10 people. I don't know who the 10 people are. Pick up the phone, go down, open up your database. Now you might want to write the script to figure out what you're doing, but if you call 10 people and pitch something, two things are going to happen. One, you get nothing, and then you go, okay. So most people go, oh, that's terrible. I say, no, no, no. If I call 10 people and I got nothing, what's wrong? The script is wrong, the offer is wrong, or the place I'm fishing is wrong. Change one of those. So, okay, I was offering, so when you get new customers, how do you get new customers?
Knock on a lot of doors.
Knock on a lot of doors. How, what, now again, this is a measuring thing. How many doors do you have to knock on have you figured out to get a yes?
No. But throughout the week, I knock on 120 to 150 doors.
You pick up the phone, how do you knock on the doors?
Literally, I stop by agents' offices and adjusters and property managers every
All right,
day.
so write that down. This is my favorite thing to do, because when you start to look at it, you go, wow, let me streamline this process. Let me change things. Because when you realize that one tweet is $4,000, well, that's an entire month's profit. So all we need to do is get one customer for that for you, and you pay your bills, pretty much. By the way, there's 30 days in a month, so we just do this once and then start to repeat it, what happens? Massive success. So let's kind of chunk down. So one, you physically knock on doors.
Yeah.
I would like you to, a business person really does this. If you knock on 100 doors a day?
No, I 20 to 25 a day.
Okay, so you knock on 20 to 20, that's pretty powerful, okay. And what do you say when you do that?
Well, if I've got the relationship already, hey, just see if you got how things go on, small talk, etc. If it's a new adjuster I haven't met yet, we've done work with you. If you have anything in the past, anything in the future, maybe give us a try for not yet with your current vendor who you're using, and tell me if I'm happy
Do you
with
see
that.
how he's giving the person's, I don't even know what he does, but I'm not that excited about him. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because what's the goal here? Let's go through when you got a successful close.
Okay.
What did it sound and feel like? You walked into an adjuster that maybe you knew. So by the way, you've got some categories. So you're knocking on doors of people who are cold that you don't know, people who are warm that you kind of have a relationship, and past customers. So warm, cold, and hot. 3 different conversations, 3 different scripts. Okay? So this is, just give me one that's actually close to what you wanted. Who was the person? What was the relationship? Was it cold, hot, cold, warm, or hot?
Warm.
Okay, so it was a warm relationship. So that's interesting. So warm relationships close. Better than cold?
Yeah.
Better than hot? Might be because they've already used you.
My warm leads are pretty well.
All right, so warm leads pretty well. So then you have to then go, well, how do I get warm leads? How do I build relationships? But give me the scenario, you book, you close a good deal. Tell me how those went down. I'll play the other guy.
Also, nothing. What happens is they get a call from a customer. You just develop the relationship.
Because these are, give me more specific, these are adjusters?
Adjusters and agents. So you take them out to lunch, you meet them on site.
Give me one example of one you closed, and there's a real reason for this, because there was a script that you didn't realize. Let's recreate the closing successful script.
Well, one of my best is Scoo. He's an independent agent. I've known him probably for 8 to 10 years. This last storm surge, he probably sent me $60 to $70,000 worth of work, but it's just his customers call
So,
in.
all right, so let me ask, okay. Keep going.
His customers call in, and he just gives them my name. Now the customer.
No, he doesn't just give, you created some sort of relationship, and you also created some reliability.
Yeah, I'm always there 24/7. I never drop the ball on customers.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. As you're trying to build a click funnel, these are things that are going to be needed. The terminology that you close. Write that down. I'm a guy who never drops the ball. What else? I'm reliable and I'm here 24/7. You're not going to meet many people in my position who do that. This is copy for you.
I've got integrity in this business. Not many people do.
Integrity is part of my mission. Write this down. These are things you're going to give to my daughter, and she's going to give you back a page that's going to go, every time somebody looks at that, they're going to want to meet you.
Okay.
Wonder how you do this? This is how you do the work. So how do you get it? How do you close? Who's the last person you closed for $4,000?
When or what?
Who was it? How did it go down?
So I had an appointment on the phone. She got a referral. She called me. She set an appointment with me.
Okay.
I got on the phone with her. I started off with rapport, finding out.
What does rapport sound like for you? What you said?
How she got the referral. It was a friend, so we shared stories about the friend. And then
Okay, so sharing a story and cementing a rapport is by edifying the person who brought you to the party. something unique happened for this class. I did not know Jenna before this. Jenna is an influencer. She just had done an event with a beautiful, amazing group of women there. And I got to tell you, what shifted for me is, I mean, Daphne's been saying this forever, but why don't I go, rather than trying to get individuals, why don't I go to a person who's got rapport, show them what we do, and let her do that job? Because I'm reading on the internet, I'm reading Dolly, the transformation, that's great, telling her friends. So for me, it's a really good idea to not rerun. Nobody signs up for Forbes Factory.
Holy cow, what
Let's
is
get the front.
Nobody signs up for Forbes Factor that's totally cold lead. So why would I be running money for a Facebook ad to that is beautiful click funnel that goes nowhere unless you've been referred? So now I've understood that getting paid traffic is a stupid waste of money. But I got digital marketers, hey, I'll get you fill your room for you. No, you won't. No, you won't. That's not my best use of. Might I want to start entertaining influencers? Might I want to do an entire class for influencers alone? Say, hey, you know what, you guys? I'm going to help make you more money providing a service that you don't realize. I close really well. In my room, by the way, I close 100%. Everybody enrolled in something. You get the sense that you really shouldn't leave the room? Now, I know I do that. I do that because I do things that nobody else does. I knew everybody's name on day 2. I know your stories. I'll let you go where you want to go. Sometimes I always push your buttons. Because, well, the truth is, if you're gonna, I've never had anybody leave, ever. I push some people pretty hard, but yay for me, because nobody else in their life will push them hard, and they were worth it. I don't waste my time. If I don't think that you're worth it, I think I got a vibe that Dolly was really, really worth it. To invest that time. It's hard for me to do this stuff. It's not like I'm a masochist. That girl, thank you, has gone through some stuff, and I didn't even know it. I just felt it in my heart. Of all the people on the boat that night, I got your interview. You were just sitting there, and I swear, I tell people, I tell my consciously, I'm like, I don't want to call AJ here. He works for Marshall. He's successful. I know him forever. He's got his shit together. I love that he's listening, but and something said, no, he's the guy. And it was so right. I've never been wrong. I don't know what this little weird gift is. I'm in a room. David Fabricius called me up. He's a very stern South African, and there were 200 people in his thing. I had never met him. I walked in the back just because a friend said, hey, you should meet him. And all of a sudden, oh my God, Forbes related. Oh my God, that's great. Hi. You come right down front. I'm like, no. Because then I got to stay there, sitting in the front row. And I'm like, no. He was interesting. He was wonderful. And he said, hey, you want to come up and do the spin gym thing? I'm like, it's a business conversation. All right, fine. Okay, because he's in the health and fitness. So I get up there and I start playing. I invited by it. We're having some fun. I'm ready to tie it down. The little universe said, talk to that. And I heard this a long time ago, like 3 rows back. It was this one. I said, hey, just stand there for a second. I wanted to tie it back to give to him. So I was going from physical to emotional, how this thing can really kind of have some impact on your life, and then throw it back to him. I went to her. I said, so come on, say a little punch. She said, I am enough. I am enough. And she burst out hysterical crying. I said to myself, you got me. Now, here's what's even weirder. There's 200 people in the audience. I said, David, I can take her in the back, or I can do something kind of magical. What would you like? He said, yeah, do what you do. 2 things. She was the guy on stage's wife. She had been molested. I'm like, okay, there's a thing going on. How is it that everybody in my class is broken? They come to me to get fixed. They're coming for business. But I gotta tell you, if you can't fix some of the shit, you're never gonna be successful anyway. And I did this, she's yelling and screaming on the pillow whenever she's doing, and people in the front row were crying. On the way out, I got hugs, I got clients. I didn't plan any of that. Kind of interesting, huh? But what I was, oh, that's your wife, and she just got healed. Isn't that funny? Oh, thank you. So, I have 2 ways to get clients. It's really simple. All I have to do is just get on stage. I don't consciously think this, but everybody who gets up to work with me becomes a lifelong client. If you go to YouTube and you type in Forbes Riley and number 4P, you'll see one of my big speeches. And Larry got up on stage, lifelong loyal client. Someone always volunteers here, change your entire business. When you touch somebody's heart that way, I will never forget that connection. So I have 2 things. One, I really need to start targeting influencers because I provide a great service. I had to get in my own shit going, I'm not selling you this. It's genius. You should really show up. And now my next step is how big do we blow this up? Cool. We're throwing that out to all of you. So where do you fish for your clients? So now here's what's really cool. You go to bed that night and you say, did I do, you can even metaphorically, did I do everything I could today to enroll one person? Is that a different question? What, and I like the quantifiable one. What are 10 things I could do today to enroll a client? Then I would put in, because when they graduate from me, they are a better human being. So now, but look at the difference it resonates on your soul. I wake up, where's the cash today? What the fuck is that? Where's the cash? Or, did I do 10 things to enroll one person because I know the value of my training? You go to bed and you go, you know, and they have a checklist every morning. I checked, you know, I posted on Facebook. I sent out an email. I followed up with 10 people. All of those things are the 10 things you did to only enroll one. Now, even if you went to bed at night and you didn't enroll one, if you finish the 10, you get what? A win. The more wins you collect, the better you feel. So, am I going to get work today? Who said that?
Me.
Am I going to get, knocking on doors and the little subconscious, hi, am I going to get work today? Hey, am I going to get work from you today? Am I going to get work from, what's a weird question? Let's give me another question. Come on, you're drawing the questions here. What's another question today?
Oh, well, how can I help your clients today?
So these are death. How? Fucking, I do not know how. Do you not know how?
Yes.
The answer is how do I do it? I provide a service. So you already got the answer. How? Fucking, how can I show my best? I don't know. Just do. Where's the cash? In somebody's pocket. You're asking questions that have answers already. Why did you ask? Yeah. And then do you want to? What time do you want to come back?
I'll probably be back in 30 minutes.
And how long do you want to do?
I can speak for how long I need. I have until 1. I have an extra
We
time
didn't-
until 1.
Good, right, because what I'm leading into is how they develop emails as one of the things.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, gorgeousness. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, so we're talking about the question that you ask yourself every day and trying to up the question. Teresa, what question do you ask yourself every day when you wake up in the morning?
What is my purpose?
And you know why you are not where you want to be? Because who cares what your purpose is? And that sounds funny. She asks, and I believe she does. What is my purpose? Do you make money if you answer that question? Think about
I'm
it.
not, but yes, I could.
No.
Okay, got it.
No. This is the question.
Okay.
Not, what is my purpose?
Okay.
Can you make money from that question? So here's AJ's question, and just shift your thinking for a second. You just walk in. His question was, where's the cash today?
Mm.
You know where the cash is? In somebody else's pocket. We got the answer to that one. So it's irrelevant. If you walk around going, hey, where's the cash today? Where's the cash today? You're looking in people's pockets for money, and you're not very authentic. So what we concluded, when he enrolls one person in his world, he gets $4,000. So the cash is in one person's pocket. And so if I want the question to be, what are 10 things I did today to enroll a person who really needs the brilliance of what I do, cash will come. So what are 10 things? Oh, I woke up and I posted what I'm up to. I found a great inspirational article on Facebook. I sent out my email sequence. I did, and the 10 things that you need to do, irrelevant of where's the cash today, or irrelevant of what's my purpose, because nobody really cares. Great, figure it out on your own time.
Sure.
I need you to make money and live a great life. Because if I asked you, really, what is your purpose, what would you say?
My purpose is to affect and create 1 billion healthy people in the world.
Okay, so be really clear. The goal is to win. 1 billion's a lot. There's only 7 billion on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So let's reel it in, because all I want you to do, so if you're gonna go on a strict diet of only eating chicken and nothing else, you decided to do that because that's the best diet to get really lean.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I say, if you do that for 12 weeks, you'll get the weight that you want. What do you think is gonna happen to you on day 4 of only chicken, realistically?
Oh, you're gonna be like rubber chicken.
You're gonna be unhappy, you're gonna be miserable, and you might in fact cheat.
Yes.
If you become a cheater, which is a horrible word, you fail. And then
Yes.
you reinforce to this little brain who goes, I don't know the right or wrong. You're a failure. Every time you set out, listen to this, every time you set out to do something, you fail. Well, but you set yourself up to fail. It doesn't matter. Your brain doesn't care that that's what you did. You set yourself up to fail. If you set yourself up to win, you do.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pretty clear winner mentality. I didn't actually finish the story the other day. And I'm a winner mentality, and my competitiveness kicks in, and I have won before, okay? So I got nominated for Most Powerful Woman of Tampa Bay. Okay. I looked at it, and there were 10 women, and it was a voting system. What did I want to do? Well, Forbes Riley, you win. I've concluded that's what I do in life. I am a winner. What do winners do? They look at the scenario and they figure out the system to win. Well, was it even that important? No, but I like the idea. I know that having accolades is good. And I envision that I could probably make a speech when I won. So my mission every morning is, what are 5 things I can do to inspire the most amount of people? Not a billion, the most amount.
Okay, great.
Because that's what 10 things is to quantify. Well, the most amount is however many I'm speaking to. Tomorrow, on Saturday, I speak to 200. That's the most. Here it's 8 or 10. That's the most. You know. But every day I set out to inspire somebody. That's been part of what I do. Maybe not the most cash-oriented, but that's what it's been. So I put together the click, click, click. Not where's the cash today. There's no cash in this event, so I wouldn't waste my time. But there was a value. So I made a decision. I'm going to win. What does it take to win? The most amount of votes. Shit, how do you get the most amount of votes? Get your ass on Facebook, make a video, talk to your friends, and enroll. Excite, enroll, engage. Just do what you know how to do. I know I've got this in my pocket. I'm not selling them. I'm exciting, engaging, and enrolling. Do what you know how to do. And then I got really competitive because, and I watched my numbers grow and grow. And then I got even a little more competitive, and then I won by a landslide. Am I the most powerful? No, but I'm pretty effective in my strategy. So then I did win, got to make a speech, that was great, got the really nice trophy, I didn't know that was going to do. But then I have to go back and look, do I do that for everything? Not as effectively. So what did I set up here? I set up a little competition. So maybe I need to think of my day as a bit more of a competition. So have I done everything today? Did I do the 10 steps that I know to be true to land a client? Or to inspire somebody, or to enroll somebody? What are my 10 steps? Because all of a sudden you got 10 things you have to do. Oh, okay, or 3 things you have to do. See how irrelevant, did I focus, who uses this? Did I focus on my highest priority? The answer is yes or no, but who cares? You go to bed at night going, I didn't focus, wait, who cares? First of all, what is your highest priority?
It's too long. Too many highest priorities.
Well, then did you focus, so you know what you said to fail, because focus is such a relative thing, it's not quantifiable. You're in a class where numbers matter. So what is it that you want to achieve in business? You want to accomplish I don't know. You work for Ray. There's tasks set out. Did you accomplish, here's a question. Do I have enough systems in place to accomplish every task? Chuck, listen to this. Write this down, both of you. Do I have enough systems in place to accomplish every task that I need to do today? Well, that's a different question. Now let's go figure out some systems, because we don't. That's why we're going to have a conversation about calendar, about email sequencing. Those are systems. Those are simple, but that has nothing to do with what is my purpose. Because if you're going to do that, go to the ashram, where you sit down and you go, and you should do that once in a while, but that's not a business person's question. Yes.
And because you enrolled me to help you win that contest, I felt like I was in your tribe, and you enrolled and engaged me to share it and share it and share it, because I knew I could help you win and it would be a contribution to you.
And I appreciate that. And so indirectly, it was a great business connection. So I didn't think about where's my cash. I needed to get out of my comfort zone. My old name gives a fuck about big. It's not even a big company. Who cares? But my new sensibility that I teach is, wait a second, Forbes, you've lived in this town for a long time. You are powerful. Why don't people know you? Because I haven't done the work.
And I just thought of something else. Because of that, you enrolling me,
Yep.
your competitors then started enrolling me.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. And I don't remember a name like Ursula or whatever, I don't know.
Yep.
They started enrolling me because they saw what your strategy, and they liked it. And
Right.
they knew you were winning.
Right. And it's a strategy. And I was really excited about this because I implemented my strategy and it was good.
It was damn good, because she was sending, and good to her too, right? Because now I'm connected with a couple of
Well,
them.
okay. And by the way, so in business, like in sports, there's supposed to be a winner and a loser. Now, are the Rams a bad team? No, they played the Super Bowl. So you gotta have to get over the loss pretty quickly, going, we made it there. What can be done better? But how do we even leverage what that is? There is no best in life. There's no best. So part of the work that we do, a little bit important, I just kind of go, what are my priorities? What's important to me personally? What makes me sleep at night? And so a couple of the basic things, again, this is why this is a bit over a course of a year, is what's the basis? All right, well, here's a page. I need a whole page on this. What's your budget? What's your budget? Now, this is another way of working out how to be happy. And then put down some of finishing with happiness. What's your budget? Do you know how much you spend a month on everything? What's your hard cost? Your mortgage, your rent, your phone, everything that you've got. I don't necessarily know all that. I don't, I've talked to people handling for me, so. But I do remember a time when my partner walked in and said, we need to start making 20 grand a month to keep all this afloat. And so I said, okay. I worked it backwards. And I easily figured that out, but that was the task. Up to that point, I hadn't really, I do a lot of zero-based budgeting. How much can I make a month? 0 to 500,000, whatever it is. But he said, we need 20 grand a month. I'm like, oh, okay. You need 6 grand a month. So one of the things that I would do, if you need to get all your bills paid, what does it take to pay all your bills? You sleep better at night when your bills are paid. Because one of the questions you always ask at night, I'm going to pay my bills. That's a bad question. It's relevant. First of all, what is the number? Do you know your number?
Yes.
Hard cost number, perfect. So then you got to go, wait, what can I make that passively? Can I put a system in place? It's so funny, Joshua and I called an old friend last night, who's a lawyer, and funny story about him. He seems to be a very, very generous guy. He's given $14 million in somebody's will, and he chose not to do her will. He did his will, but gave it to lots of other people to help them. Spent 5 years in jail for that. Not his money. You don't get to do what you want. I know. And then he got all, and he was apparently a lovely guy. He would help everybody. He just didn't think, like I had the executive of will too, and he just wanted to be all the cats. Just a pain in me. And in fact, at one point, she wanted me to make her diamond ring and $50,000. And very small Tom said, don't take it. But she wants to take it because old people do that. They want to, and then they'll come back and they'll go, what I didn't mean to, she stole it from me, and you could go to jail because, or I'm like, shit. And I didn't want to give the money because a lot of money, I could give it to kids. Or, again, that was what I wanted to do, not my money. Well, this guy did that. He also got given these paintings by Andy Warhol, which his nephew told me, hey, hold on to. He sold them with the black one. Oh, God. He came home to nothing. Anyway, so we called him last night out of the blue, and he's a lawyer who used to teach these 1-hour courses. He said, I used to teach these courses, my room would be packed. I said, cool. I said, do you ever put it on, make a real course? I said, why would I do that? I said, because nowadays, with platforms, you can sell those. I can? What does it take? And so we created a business opportunity. I had nothing last night from a phone call. When you start to learn the systems, that everybody, all you want to do is this. Do it over and over and over again. There's engage, excite, and follow. I can do that to anybody with anything that I believe in. Okay. So when will I start doing what I need to? Whose question is this? $500,000 if I give you the answer. Here we go. Ready? Now! Go. Now! Okay, you got the answer to the question. It's all. Now what? You gotta tweak your question, dude.
Yeah.
Because, right, but think about it. This is your brain fucking with your brain. This is your brain fucking with your brain. And your brain goes to bed and I go, well, we got the answer, but we didn't make any money. Well, because we asked that question. What do you find? These two have conversations all the time. No sense of humor, dude. You said when? Great. We're going to pretend that we don't know, so you're going to think about it all day long, and you're going to go, well, maybe, fuck it, it's now, move on to another question. What's another question?
What 3 things am I going to accomplish today to develop myself?
Okay, so what might an answer be today?
Read or listen to 1 hour of audiobooks that are teaching me new strategies.
So stop. So drill down. That's what this book, where's my company? You're going to get this, because we're going to start making this shit real. You know why? Because you guys ask stupid questions, and you get stupid results. And but I didn't make any money. You ask stupid questions, got stupid results, and expect something. So drill that down. So what you, on a new piece of paper, what's your question for the day? Write it on a piece of paper. What's your question going to be tomorrow? That's something that's completely different. So what are 3 things? You just said, what 3, not what are. What 3 things, what's the question? And you can all borrow the same question. You don't have your own question. If 3 is a good number for you. By the way, can we re-up this next month and change the question? Yeah, let's get it into the conscious. So what are 3 things, Michael, that
I am going to do today to develop myself.
and not are. What 3 things? Take the R out. Really important to your brain. What 3 things am I going to do to what?
Today to develop myself.
To develop. What the fuck is develop? This, so now take the word develop. No. Circle it. Drill down what you mean to your brain to develop. Your subconscious is going, he said develop. The definition of develop is to grow breasts larger. I know that sounds silly. So your subconscious is going, I don't know. What does the word develop mean for you? Expand my mind. Put new thoughts in. I'm not kidding. Expand my mind. Introduce new thoughts. That's what develop means. So if you tell your subconscious is a little kid. It is why I'm asking you when you say your introduction, the little kid hears it, not the big kid. Hey, my name is Forbes, Forbes as in the magazine. I literally looked at your little kid way past the conscious, put that in your subconscious. Next time you see me, chicks in Forbes magazine, Forbes, right? Like a magazine? I get that all the time. Had nothing to do with your conscious brain at all. And if you say it fast enough, not fast enough, but in the few seconds you have, boom, boom, boom. It's like a joke. Why did it work when the twins didn't turn their body and say, I'm Mary Kate, I'm Ashley, as opposed to I'm Mary Kate? That one thing made the joke work. Okay, there's all kind of agreements in your head. So I'm going to tell you the things that we're doing are very specific. What 3 things am I doing to expand my mind? That's different. So to expand my mind, I might read or listen to a book, right? That's one. What's the next thing you do? So here's my question on that. When you expand and develop your mind, you make any money? So we want to make money. So let's make it not 3 things. What am I doing? What one thing am I accomplishing today? Oh my God, I just gave myself a break. Your subconscious went, to do 3, thank you. I'm going to give you permission to change the number. What one thing today am I doing to expand my mind? I wake up in the morning and I'm going to watch a 20-minute YouTube video. Answer, problem solved. That's one, okay? I started watching amazing different motivational. I learned how to do all kind of stupid stuff. It's all out there. Oh my God, there's so much you can learn. But one developmental tool. Now, is this a different question? Not what one development. How about which YouTube video am I going to watch today? Literally, wake up in the morning, which YouTube video am I going to watch? And by the way, once you've accomplished the question, could you ask another question? Oh, well, I did that. Okay, so I'm waking up in the morning going, let's just rethink this for a second. The question might be, after, and again, this is yours, after I watched my YouTube or Audible developmental, after I spent YouTube or Audible 30 minutes in the morning, whatever you decided, what 3 things am I doing to further my business? Oh wow, that's a very different way of waking up, isn't it? So now, is it 3 things? If you find that you can just do 1, which 10 people can I call? Well, that's great, make a list of 10 people. But I want you to make the question conscious. Wake up in the morning and write a conscious question until it's solved. So Cheryl, it is which systems are in place to allow me to achieve my highest priority? Well, great, I got the calendar system now working. My emails are going out and getting to a lot more customers. Now for you, I would attack it something different. So I'm going to say that you don't have enough systems in place. You also don't offer enough. So what's the benefit? So imagine this. Hey, all my past customers, I'm running a contest. Contests are really funny. And I don't know what it's for, because I don't know all the specifics. Leave it at just ... Okay. It gives you a reason, a little, and segue into the email sequence, because Jen's gonna teach us a system, but you gotta get the content right. What are you gonna enroll? And if you had a chance to enroll people automatically, what are you doing? Hey, you know what, I'm giving this amazing, I mean, now, by the way, in a certain space, we give out Ferraris. And we're gonna do a launch here, guys. I've got a new product. For the person who grosses the most selling my product, I'm gonna give you a brand new car. Really? And when if Victor were here, he took on the challenge and he won. So all of a sudden, when I was trying to win my Tampa Bay thing, wait a second, what systems do I have to play? Then now this is you, this is the person going, wait, I know you, you're gonna give me a car? Yeah, if I get excellent, the most referrals in 3 weeks, I don't know what it would be given your business, but all of a sudden you're like, oh, shoot, I just ignited a fire under everybody. I'm gonna give a trip to Cancun to someone. You can get that from the girls for basically nothing. So let's forget about the value of that. Let's make it a valuable something. Let's figure out what's the reason to engage. Hey, I want to stop by to see you. No, bullshit, you know, I got a $100 coupon to for somebody who gives me a lead today. It's just kind of crazy contest. Another thing that's great. Really important thing, it's called higher authority. Okay? Higher authority takes all the blame off of you. Remember I talked about testimonials, say you can create your testimonial? I have to check with my wife. That's higher authority. That takes all the onus. It doesn't matter what, I know the car's already got, I gotta check with the wife, the battle and chain, right? That's allowing you to say we can't do this. So everybody, let's create an awesome business manager. You got a business manager? You do now. So my business coach, don't use my name because I get to be the bad guy. You know what? My business coach has set me on a task to create this contest. We've talked, and just think about some of the language. We've talked about how to deliver the most amazing value to you, one of my customers. And we're going to do this contest. Can I get you to enroll? What am I doing right now? I'm engaging you, starting to enroll. I'm using a person outside of me to say, hey, I got this. So my dear friend Henry, you know how he starts every meeting? I got a hard out. I doubt he ever really does. But I got a hard out one. What does that mean? We got to, otherwise, we could just, yeah, I can talk. So he's giving the authority. I already have an appointment. You know, I got, in 15 minutes. It's not my fault that I have to cut this meeting short. Wow. I started using that one a lot. I believe you have a call at once.
Sort of.
Darn it.
Yeah. I already scheduled another meeting. I can't wait to hear everything. You got a 10-minute window to get this down. Because number one, what he's basically really saying is, I really value my time. Now I can totally change this if I have to, or I can reschedule again. But you better get your shit together between 5 minutes and we're done. Because most of you will just go blah. Then he starts saying $2,500 for an hour. 1 hour of my time. Ooh, that's cool. First time I did that, I was really nervous. It was $1,500 for the hour. Got the balls to say it, and somebody had the balls to say yes. A long time ago, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking, because I really value people's money. Well, you know what I did? I changed the course of his entire business, okay? I don't value how good I really am. This guy came to me with he wanted to do a boogie woogie treadmill class in a gym. All hyped up about boogie woogie treadmill class. We drove 2 hours to get here. I'm like, so what's your connection to boogie woogie, right? He's like, I don't really have any. I'm sorry, why would you call it boogie woogie? Oh, because I really like boogie woogie. And you're gonna do this on a treadmill in a gym. Coffee in the, this is the perfect coffee in the cup scenario. He was so excited. He bought the name, he invested hundreds of dollars. Investors. So, okay, I'm gonna share something with you. Do you have a lot of insurance? Oh, no, just like, basic. I said, dude, you're in a gym. I'm a gym owner. I got people walking. I don't want them to trip or hurt themselves. I think, who's the boxer? Mike Tyson's daughter died on the treadmill at age 4. I think they're kind of dangerous machines, right? You trip and fall, hit your head, and always continually going. Okay, so so this whole thing is about parkour, like jumping all over on a treadmill, doing all these dance moves. I'm like, you think the gym's gonna let you do that? Well, yeah, it's awesome. I'm looking at his investors going, think about this. They're not gonna let you do it. So that was the first thing. Second thing is, what's the deal with Boogie Woogie? You couldn't even name like a Boogie Woogie song. And I love the beauty of the little sister.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? I said, what is it you really do? This whole thing is parkour. I said, well, you're doing extreme treadmill workouts. So let me just see if that's available. Or where do you find that? Let's go, Daddy. Extreme treadmill workouts.com available. Shit, I'm going to change your entire business. Because you're going to market what you do. to hardcore people. That's what this is. And it's enough of a niche. You don't need to find a niche. It's what you already do. But here's your other issue. How much are you selling your program for? And wait, can I not do it if I don't have a treadmill? Well, shit, so now I know you can't do it in the gym. You gotta get someone to buy a $2,000 treadmill that you've got nothing to do with before they do the work. Dude, is this the best use of your time? But maybe you want to do I restructured this entire business now. To that end, can I give you a couple of quick business tips, little nuggets here? Resources. Number one, Forbes and Chuck decided to start a university. I thought it was kind of cool. We called it Forbes and Chuck, which is short, and we just called it.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to work out, but I thought if we combined it, it'd be a great place to go. Isn't that funny? You guys are way too serious. All right.
The fact that you see
I was
that,
excited with
like
you.
the fact that you see that, like did you just want that right now?
No, I got what I had, but I came up with it in the moment.
Well, I think, and that's an interesting thing because you see your gifts and I go, oh, whoa, because I'm a visionary like she is. And I said Freedom University because it's FU.
Yeah, she did. That was the first one I
And
heard.
I'm just so gullible. I'm just like, oh, Tracy Tech University.
I love it. I love it. GoDaddy. Okay, so here's an interesting thing you just need to know that's possible. Okay, one, I've got to get you McKenna's link for ClickFunnels. Free for 14 days. I just want you to play along with her and try it, okay? Because you can use it over and over and over again. It's just a brilliant system. One of the problems that when you create whatever it is you're doing, you get to have a URL. Everybody know what URL is?
Yes.
It's the name of whatever you're doing. Google.com, Facebook.com. In the old days, you could buy a one-word URL. They're all now worth about $10 to $15 million. If you have business.com, we met a guy who's got dentist.com. Very valuable. And then there's a whole deal about people who sell them, like real estate. So if you've got one and you want to get it back, I watched an episode of Will and Grace last night, or Frankie and Grace, where they have a vibrator company for older women. And they didn't pay the bill, and somebody else got their URL and what they had to do to get it back. Very valuable piece of real estate. Imagine Google actually did let somebody slip and somebody bought it. It's very, and I think it's Google, bought it for like $100 and something thousand and held it ransom. Well, the government kind of stepped in and said, you can't really do that because if you own certain things. Anyway, it's fascinating. Did you know that you could redirect something to something else? Everybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. So let's say that you create a ClickFunnel, okay. And when you do, it assigns you a thing that says www.clickfunnel.com. We all say that / Bob's New Adventure. That's kind of a long thing. You're going to give that out to somebody? Last time I asked somebody for something, Amazon. I said to Justin, okay, who here sells anything on Amazon? Okay, you can sell anything on Amazon. I said, how do I get to your store? He's got my products on his store. He said, we go to www.amazon, and I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Because it's www.amazon.com/. Would it be easier to just call it shop with Justin.com, right? That would be something he could have remembered anytime, anywhere. So what you can do is you can make this site, you can make this name forward to that site. You can make any name forward to anything else you've got. You simply go, now, who here flies Southwest? Where'd you guys come from?
Boston.
Okay, little life hack that I love. I fly a lot on Southwest, probably once a week. Once the other week, yeah, I'll fly this weekend, next week. Number one, I don't know how to use their credit cards. Everyone have a credit card with something attached to it, points, mileage? Yes?
Yes.
No? Okay. You need to. Because every little credit card, and here's the crazy thing about credit cards. The credit card will give you points every time you spend. Southwest credit card, I love. Mm-hmm. Every time I spend $1, I get a point. Mm-hmm. Every 10,000 points, I get a free trip. Mm-hmm. That's cool, right? So that's important. What kind of credit card do you have now?
Well, bear in mind that I'm from the UK, and then if I want to do anything like that, I have to find out if it's okay.
Okay, you're a little bit of a different situation, but get a credit card as soon as possible. What do you use credit card-wise?
I use my cashback card, Citi Double Cash. So what it is they pay you like a little 1% when you purchase something and 1% when you pay it.
Okay, so you want to look up online and see if that's the best credit card for what your spending habits are. Because they might get better value, but the cash, they want you get better value on points, which equates to cash, like a Marriott card if you want to stay there. Southwest seems to be kind of a cool thing for me. Something happens. I didn't know this. If you spend X amount of dollars, and I want to say it's $100,000, as a business, you can easily do that. And there's ways that you can even buy something for somebody else's company and have them pay you if you know the value of this. Because here's the value, especially for you guys, especially for you, or anybody who's not a partner. When you reach that mark, they do a thing called free companion pass. You know what this is?
Yes, it's extraordinary.
It is extraordinary, okay? When you get to that point, they go, hey, you got a free companion. That means your companion can jump on any flight, anywhere that you want for $5.60. McKenna got that 3 years ago, and it saved our relationship. Because she were getting to a point where she wanted to kind of pull away. And I said, hey, McKenna, come with me. Come with me. We went to a seminar. Come with me. I had no reason not to come on. We'll get out of school. We went everywhere for that year. All these seminars and trainings, we had a blast. Joshua came in the picture, and I switched it over. Natalie here. But he was also my cameraman and my love, and I gotta tell you, we jump on flights everywhere. How much money have I saved if we took 50 flights this last year, which we think we did, close to that, at $500 a pop, $25,000? Plus, I wouldn't have taken him because it's best thing. That's crazy, right? Okay, so how do you also get points? Points with what you spend for food. Everything that you do has points. Chuck just helped me understand. If you go to shop, if you go to on your Chrome, if you go to Southwest Shopping.
No, it's Southwest Chrome plugin.
Southwest Chrome plugin.
Just
watch this. If you go to my GoDaddy, I have 200 URLs. That means times 8, I think $1,600 a year. Keep all those alive. I have all kinds of reasons and strategies for that, but that $1,600 equates to $1,600 points.
Well, it's actually for GoDaddy.
Yeah.
They do $5. Or they give you 5 points for every $1 spent.
So just me having my URLs, I get a free airline ticket.
Right.
So Southwest Chrome plugin. You click it, it's just installed on your computer. When you go to is that how it works? You go to GoDaddy?
Yeah, when you go to GoDaddy, you'll get a message drop down from the plugin, and it tells you to do you want to activate this plugin right now? And you just say yes, and it'll redirect you back to the same website you were going. It just goes through a Southwest portal.
It also is for any other things that you're shopping for. It's pretty crazy. I didn't know this existed, but the GoDaddy one. So when you go to GoDaddy.com, and I'm happy, like I said, if you choose to work with McKenna, you're your own. I just ask you these questions because you're going to set up a click funnel. It's going to look like this, and we're going to say, kingofclean.com. Hey, go to kingofclean.com. That's your new funnel. So that little redirect is a really simple little button, and it forwards it automatically. No extra charge. It's part of the system, and if you know it, yay for you. So before my 360 happened, which I highly recommend. Can't recommend it highly enough. I have a lot of Facebook pages. I want you to go to my fan page. You know what I did? www.funwithforbes.com. Everybody, you know where it takes you? My Facebook page. That's cool, right? So those little hacks are really, really helpful. That was the two that I wanted to do there. Okay.
And one more thing about Southwest, my parents don't fly, but I had them enroll in the credit card and they transfer their ticket to me. Because when they sign up for the credit card, they get you get 30,000 points or something crazy. And if you spend like $2,000 or $3,000 in the first 3 months, you get like another. I mean, you can look on southwestcreditcard.com and you can see. My parents don't fly, so I can get my mom to get one. I can get my dad to get one. I just thought of this on this trip because I'm like, God, I need more Southwest tickets. So, and then they can transfer their tickets to you.
It's really nice. That's all I can say. Very clear. In a second. Zoom at 1 o'clock. That works not bad. Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, because I want him to coach us on calendar. There's a lot more efficient system about people booking, and I'm sure you do this as well. But at the moment, let me give it up for Miss Jenna. Let's, do you need this erase?
Yeah, I'll erase it, and I think I'm just gonna put a link in the chat for everyone to pull up this.
Are you going to be there, or are we going to
email
be somewhere else?
sequence. What?
Are you staying there?
I guess I can
It
share
doesn't
my
matter.
screen.
But we started.
Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, I'll see here.
Yes, you can.
Because I can share my screen and
Yeah.
everybody should see. Right?
Just like you too. You got it. That's why you.
What time was it?
Or anyone's ID.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Let's do it this way for now.
Oh, you know what?
See if I can make it live.
Wait, so I need to mute.
Okay.
So you have to turn off your
So I
phone
need to
and
unmute.
No, you need to unmute, yes, because you're gonna be talking, so you need to unmute.
Just like making hats out there, is this, or is it any one of us can download this now and then we can connect
I
it?
think you can just download it. The other one I was going to add is Honey. That's the another one that you use all the time. That searches all of the coupons for whatever you buy. Never buy total retail on the internet.
Yeah, it's just a Honey plugin under Chrome, and then it'll automatically search every single available
Oh, it's
coupon.
crazy.
sorry, but is it an extension or
It's a
Yeah, it's a
plugin.
Chrome. It's a Chrome extension. Yes.
honey? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, honey.
I give you a lot of credit. I can't get half the jokes in my language. I try to speak Spanish and Mexico. There's no way you get jokes in a foreign country. So I give you a lot of credit.
I lived in England for all these 14 years. Their jokes are the most jokes.
Yeah, they don't have a sense of humor.
No.
They are.
Very European.
Thank you, honey. Good evening. So, okay.
This is the biggest bullshit. People reach out to me every day and this is what you don't want to do. Somebody writes out, I now can read it. And so I'd like to schedule a call with you. Thank you. I'm interested in probably answer business. That's also, just, you need to know that. It's great business, way less than I do $34 for this, but
Interesting.
no. No.
No, tell me that they think my business is crap.
Well, no, that's not what you're saying. But everyone gives you an opportunity. Every business needs a lot of work. And so and now I understand that, but before you just have to say no. And if you're in network marketing, don't say it that way. You have no idea what my business is. And I feel like writing that book, I'm a fucking multi-millionaire. Why are you wasting my time? It's what I feel like saying to you. Because you think you have an opportunity. That's a terrible way.
I think it's because they just really don't know how to approach it. Most business people, they really don't know.
They're not business people, that's the problem. They don't
It's copied and pasted.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mass message, and I mean,
I just get very sad for them because it's not them, not the company. It's the pitch.
You know they're at least trying when they've gone and listened to your last radio show from yesterday and brought something up from that show in an email that gets their attention. Now you want to listen.
yeah.
That's like one way.
But I also just take all of those as one link and I sell them back.
Well, that's genius.
Yeah. You reach out to me, you're obviously hungry. I'm going to tell you why this may or may not work, but I've got an opportunity for you to make more sales given what you were doing.
Yeah, or here's the link to book a paid call and share your opportunity when we're on the
So
call.
That's exactly what I now do. Yes.
when people put me into a Facebook group that I didn't ask for, then that's just permission to pitch.
Absolutely. Well, that's a little of that. You know when it's ad friends, Joshua or other people who are not business people, like, oh my God, these people are requesting me, they don't even know me. Okay, how about you go into each one of those and you drop in your message going, hey, so glad you reached out to me, let me tell you about what I'm up to, blah, blah, blah. I involve every single person in something. That I have permission to do that. I use those lists to go back to them. So come on, everyone, my friends. How's the day about that?
I'm staying to leaves.
So how would you say if someone
Good
is
book.
asking you and we don't tell us that we don't know each other? Because I pre-covered it in a chat. You're talking about Messenger and Facebook.
No, I'm actually talking about before request to a friend, whether it's on LinkedIn or
Yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
And then you can see that before you hit confirm, I would go, and I spend probably an hour a day when I was building this. I would go from their name, before you hit confirm, I would hit their name, hit message, copy and paste, a very typical message that sounded insanely personal, and I would go on and do what I'm doing, or watch a video, at the very least I'm gonna like a YouTube video, and enroll them into my role, and then I would delete it.
Okay.
That's all that
So
was about.
write this down, manychat.com,
M-A or M-I?
M-A-N-Y, chat, C-H-A-T.com. Play around with it, but it's a tool that will do that automatically. You set this automated chat bot up on the back end, and you can link them to different things, different sites in 360. And anytime somebody friend requests you or visits your page,
You know, take here.
They
I'm just
receive
giving
it.
you that.
oh, I'm sorry.
No, just come sit on this side so you can see.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
So play around with it, but it's a chat bot software that allows you to create that conversation yourself.
Can you turn the camera so it's going here? What is our number again, 8?
Well, it's on Jenna.
818-785. 6565. Okay.
Yeah, we did that so that you would never have to ask.
Hey, everybody.
You're gonna have to mute though.
Whatever.
I don't mute.
All right, so what do we have here?
So, well, first of all, in your chats, so if everybody can find the chat, I pasted a link to the actual template that you can use to copy and paste. I also put it into a PowerPoint format for purposes.
Chat that, I don't see any chat except what I just said. I said hi.
Oh, yeah, because you just joined. Jenna, could you do it again?
Yep.
Because folks will not have it as you joined.
It doesn't go back.
It's weird, but it does. Oh, no, thank you,
Because
but.
we logged in before.
Good job, Jen.
Yeah.
And then also copy that and paste that somewhere on your computers for everybody who's here so that you have it, because you won't have it when we exit out of the Zoom conversation.
Yeah, you have to.
Highlight it with your cursor
I'll send it to you, Bob.
or click on it and open
If
it.
you press it, yeah. Jenna, it's a question to them, because I've used
And
the
we'll
chat
I did take it.
in one of my launches, and
Do that. Remember you send that to me.
if
Yeah,
you
you-
have that set up as your, it's linked to your business page, right?
Yes.
To your business page.
Yes.
So when you have that set up as a welcome to your business, right? You have to be very strategic about it, right? So that's one part. But then what if you have a separate launch, like I'm having a,
Okay, hang on to that. So that's a different question. She's just gonna do emails to start with. And is that a good question?
It is a good question.
Okay, then
Oh, well, no, I mean,
I just don't want you to
it's
get
fine.
off
That's a
topic.
good question, but probably not
It's-
related to
it
what
might
we're-
not be related to everyone, but it is, because ManyChat is great, but you really need to know how to.
All
use
she
it.
said, listen, all she said was check it out. Check it out. That's it, because she's got stuff she's gotta teach.
I just wanted to ask the question because it is really related.
No, I get it, but we're not doing ManyChat because that's a whole, could you do an entire day on that?
Yeah.
And by the way, that may in fact be part of the course that we're creating. And enrolling all of you, because you got a strength too, that I would love to hear you teach. Would that be a good value, use of our time? And by the way, videotaping it, recording it, and then selling that as a course.
Through email, if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So write the question down because it's valuable, but I have a feeling that could be an entire day.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it could be. So you have the full templates at that link. So keep that, save that for yourself. But for purposes of teaching, I divvied it up into PowerPoint slides because it'll be easier for you guys to learn. What I want you to know about email is it is overwhelming when you hear sell a course, create a product, put that product somewhere in a membership site that people talk about all the time. If you don't have the funds to spend upfront on membership sites or Teachable or Kajabi or all these course builder platforms, you can still sell through your email marketing. And it's just a different type of delivery, right? So you can deliver a paid product or service through an email, and that can be completely automated. So I want to give you a few different ways that you can utilize email marketing. So write these down. You can utilize email marketing to onboard clients, customers, patients, whatever, however it's pertained to your business. So onboarding is one. You can use email marketing to send reminders If you are hosting events, as soon as somebody signs up for an event, you need to immediately welcome them and send them reminders leading up to the event day. People forget. Same thing with online webinars. Same things with courses. If somebody receives a product or a service from you, remind them that they have it. We often forget that we even have things. So onboarding, reminders. You can use email marketing for scheduling. If somebody schedules a call with you, you're reminding them maybe 2 hours before the call, 1 hour before the call, also reminding them they can reschedule the call up until what point. So they're getting those reminders. If you're having a Zoom call, you need to send them the Zoom link prior to the Zoom call so they have it and no one's scurrying at the last minute to figure out what that is. So onboarding, reminders, scheduling. You can also use email marketing for trainings. Again, training your team, training your clients, customers, training your influencers or affiliates. If you do have people you're connected to in partnerships and they're going to be promoting your products or your services, they should know how best to promote your products or services. So they should have a script already created for them. You can send that to them via email and give them instruction on how you want them to promote your products or services. So onboarding, reminders, scheduling, training. One more that's really big is redirects. So we all know our audiences better than anybody else. Maybe they don't use email very much, but that's how you're capturing them as a subscriber. That's how you're holding them. That's your real estate because no one can take your email list away from you. But maybe your hub where you hang out most of the time, where you interact most of the time is in a Facebook group or on Facebook. You can still use your email marketing to welcome them and redirect them over to a Facebook group or a Facebook page or Instagram, wherever your hub is. And you can check back in with them periodically on email to remind them that there's conversation going on somewhere else. So I think those are just important for you to understand the different ways that you can use email. What I have here in front of you is a way that you can make money with email and make money fast. Figured that would be a fun way to kind of introduce the beauty of email marketing. But also remember, if you don't, if you don't have an email marketing service provider right now, you can still use this manually and put it into Gmail or whatever email you're using. But you can also take this content in this template and you can distribute it as a video on any video platform. You can distribute it as a text message to enroll people. You can distribute it across social media on Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't have to be an email marketing template. That's just how it's going to be laid out for you today, okay? So the first slide here is just content that I want you to be able to fill into the templates as you go through them. And we've touched on every single bullet point here already. So whatever it is that you're selling, again, you can be selling a call with you. You don't have to be selling a paid product. So you can use this template to sell people, enroll them to get on the phone with you. Once you're on the phone with them, that's when you sell them the product or service. Depending on the price, we usually say $1,000 or more. You need to talk to somebody in order to enroll them into it. $1,000 or less, you can likely sell them directly from a checkout link page through your email sequence. So I want you to think about a product or service that you want to sell, or think about what you want to do. What's the next step that you want your audience to take in order to get closer to enrolling in something with you? What is the outcome? What are the future outcomes of what could happen if they continued down the path that they were on? So if they never met you, if they never took that next step that you want them to take, what could potentially happen to them? Think about that and how it relates to your own business. If we didn't come to Forbes Factor, what kind of road could we have gone down if we didn't come here for the past 5 days? How messed up was our mind previously? We may not have even known it, but now we're going and we're digging ourselves a deeper hole. What are those negative outcomes that could potentially happen to your potential customer if they do not work with you? You need to know that. You also need to know what are the positive outcomes now that they should expect to experience if they do work with you. You can relate this to yourself, again, with our experience with Forbes. How different are our lives now because of what we just experienced for the past 5 days? The third bullet point says, give a time frame. So on average, and if you have never worked with a client before, take a guess. You can always change this. How long will it take for that person from the moment they meet you to the moment they experience that positive outcome at the end of your partnership? What is the time frame? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 30 days? Is it 2 hours? Do they only need to get on a call with you for 2 hours and they've experienced that positive outcome? What is that for you? And then what are their pain points or their frustrations that your offer provides a solution for, right? So that's the next bullet point, the things your offer overcomes. So you want to think about their pain points, their frustrations, and how your content is going to rid them from those pain points and frustrations. And the last bullet point is, what is the big transformation that they get from your product or service? When we were selling Forbes's radio podcast interview, we were listing out the benefits of the deliverables, the benefits of getting on a podcast for exposure, for visibility, the benefits of getting into a magazine, getting that press release. But take it one step further. What's the big transformation for the person who gets all of that? Now their I don't know, DVD that they were promoting or their book that they just released is now out to 1.4 million people who can now talk about it, share with their audience, and you're reaching a larger and larger audience through that. So the big transformation that happens for them after they complete your offer, your program, your service. That's the content. That's everything that you need to know, and you can shift your answers to each one of those bullet points for different offers, for different services, for different email marketing templates. But this is a simple 3-day email template that you can send out 24 hours after each. So we've seen the most success, I'll tell you, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So email 1 goes out on a Friday, email 2 goes out on a Saturday, email 3 goes out on a Sunday. And I'm going to guess it's because you're receiving email after email after email in your promotions, in your social, in your inbox during the week, that it's kind of saturated. So on a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when you're hit with something that's valuable, that lists all of these bullet points that we just went over, people are more enticed to open it up and read it when they're kind of sitting around not doing too much. So I'm going to go to the next slide, which is I'm just going to now go over each of the emails that you have in that template that I sent you. And this can be shifted, the language can be changed, the messaging can be targeted to your audience. This template has worked over and over and over again for our clients in different industries. I work with doctors, I work with naturopathic doctors, dietitians, a lot of people in the health and wellness space, but also people who are doing business to business, business consulting, book publishers. So it works across the board. All you're doing is filling in the blanks. So we have several blanks here in the email template. You're just taking your answers from this first page here, that content, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullet points, and you're plugging them into the template. How easy is that?
Cool.
Right?
That's pretty amazing.
So I can read it. And the subject lines are really important with email marketing, because if you're looking for a point of disconnect in your funnel, let's say Michaela builds your ClickFunnels and the ClickFunnel is incredible, right? Somebody clicks every single button in your ClickFunnel and gets to your email marketing, but nobody's opening your email. It has nothing to do with Michaela's ClickFunnel. It has nothing to do with the content that you're offering. McKenna, sorry.
She's not.
I know. It has nothing to do with the content, your offer. We immediately tell ourselves internally that, like, we're not worth it. Nobody wants to work with us. Everything's wrong. The whole thing didn't work. It has everything to do with the subject in that email. They didn't open the email because the subject line was not enticing enough.
What makes it enticing?
So questions make it enticing. If it's funny, people will typically open it. You have to, it's really a trial and error process. Sometimes just writing hey in lowercase, like think about what kind of an email subject line you would use if you were sending an email to your mom, your friend, a colleague that you would open, right?
McKenna's favorite is after you send the email, you send another one. Go, oops, I forgot to include them in.
Yeah. Fake mistakes or make the mistake in the first email and then send another email. They'll open it. I have a whole list of like ones that have worked, and some of them are really funny. And just like
specific solution to the problem as well, and ways or steps.
Yep, or like ... So this one is, and then this happened ... So you want to know what happened. Yeah, unfinished sentences. Something, if you do newsjacking, if you don't know what newsjacking is, it's what is the big headline article in the news this week? Play off of that and start your subject lines based on that, because people want to follow the biggest news story.
Sorry, Jenna, is that something that you said newsjacking, is that you find one of the biggest articles and then you just use that?
Yeah, so here's another site you can write down, haro.com, H-A-R-O. It is helpareporterout.com, and it's where publishers and journalists go to complete their articles. So you can either be a publisher or a journalist who is looking to complete an article, or you're somebody who wants to provide content in that article. It's completely free to sign up. They send 3 emails out a day. Those emails categorize different articles that these publishers are looking to fill. So if you read each email 3 times a day, just scan through it, and they're looking for some content that you have knowledge about that you can fill. You could be published on Forbes, on New York Times, on Us Weekly, on all these different platforms, and then very easily take that and share that with your audience and build your credibility very quickly. They don't do like background checks or anything about you, so you could pretend that you know something about a topic, or you could do this for your clients too if you want to showcase them or build their credibility. But another way is if you are a blogger or if you're looking for content to share on social media, you know that the categories and the topics that they're looking to fill are going to be the next article in Forbes, the next article in New York Times. So you know that this is a topic that's going to be released maybe next week. Start talking about it prior to the release so that, you know, SEO purposes on your blog, on your website, on your social media, you're talking about the top news in the world right now. So you're going to be linked and you're going to get more clicks on your site because of that.
SEO.
Search engine optimization. So somebody is searching a keyword or keyword phrase in Google. If you're talking about the thing that was just released today, there aren't many articles out there with people talking about it, you will be at the top of that list. You want to be on the front page in Google as much as you can if you can. So we kind of got off email marketing, but that's important because the content that you use for your email marketing is really important to know, you know, if people are going to be interested in it and you want them to be interested. So this email series is a very direct way to sell. There are different ways that you can create email sequences, nurture email sequences. Yes. A nurture email sequence might be something that you use when it's a cold lead. So you've given a free gift and maybe you spoke in somebody else's group training and you've never met these people before and you offered a free gift to collect their names and their email addresses. You might want to send them through a nurture sequence, welcoming them to you, introducing who you are, introducing what your mission is, what your philosophy is, kind of easing them into your little circle on the internet now, instead of throwing them right into like buy, and scaring them away. You don't want them to unsubscribe. You want to You want them to warm up to you, get to know you, like you, and trust you, and then you can hit them with a 3-day payday email sequence like the one I'm providing here. Again, trial and error. If you have an audience that is ready for their transformation, they're ready to buy. If they just bought a $7 something off of a ClickFunnels, they're in buying mode. So they're ready to get that next transformation. If they gave you money already, you might as well throw a 3-day payday at them or try and upsell them into other things immediately because they're already, their credit card, their wallet is already open. So a lot of this is also analyzing and keeping track of what steps the lead is taking when they come through your email marketing platform. And you can see this in an email marketing service provider. You can see where they go. Like usually everybody opens the first email because it's delivering whatever they opted in for. And then they kind of fall off, and you can play around with your content and the wording in your email in order to filter people through how you want to. And you can add little buttons within your email to say, are you interested about wellness or are you interested about business? And based on what they click, they get sent down another email automation talking only specifically about wellness or specifically about the business. So I know that's a lot, but it is all, you're exciting them, you're enrolling them, and you're engaging them. That's the process, and it's the same process no matter what platform you're on or if you're pitching in person, like Forbes teaches us. So every other slide here is just going through the email itself. Does anybody have questions about how they would make this fit with their own offer?
Okay, so one of the things that we're gonna do is, that will work on that, because that's specific to you. And so the email is, I'm gonna say, as Chuck and I wrote about 6 last night, an ever-evolving process of trial and error.
Yeah.
So we don't all have everything we wanna be doing, so I don't wanna focus too much on content. But I wanna focus on next, if you don't, and I know you may have a second thing you wanna talk about, I wanna talk about the concept of automation. And how, just to be aware, because Bob and I, there's things I don't even do about, so for example, when you leave class, right? I go, wow, okay, so you need to get a thank you, some photos, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We've never really automated that. And so I'm hoping to get some clarity on them when you've got something. So Bob, even you meet somebody, what's your series of that? Hey, I just met you in a database that there's 3 sequences that might even drive somebody, for argument's sake, to get a ClickFunnels book, to come to Forbes. It doesn't matter what they are. I don't care about the content. I care about, well, so how do you do that? How do you make this happen automatically? Yes?
Should I share webinar opt-in and then like a follow-up sequence leading to the webinar?
Sure. Again, I think webinars even a little bit too far advanced. I just want to thank you for meeting me kind of concept. So when you follow up with somebody opts into whatever, how do you're like the queen of automation. Do you guys have any idea what an active campaign is? Okay, those tools are just exciting to know. I'm still using a dinosaur, although I got 29% open rate. What's a good open rate for you, for a company, for a business?
I don't know what the statistics are, but 25%.
So I kind of hit about 10, which means I'm doing something wrong. But the trigger, this is where certainly Bob, and Teresa, every time you get a guest on your radio show, AJ, every time you talk to a client, so the content is something we can work on, and it's very individual. And does it take a lot of time to create the content?
Yes and no. I mean, depending on
well, because here you create sequences. I have a couple questions. One, where do you put your sequences? Are they live in the campaign?
Well, I like to template everything. That's just my head. So I put everything on a Google Drive as well, and then I copy and paste it into my sequences.
So who here uses Google Drive like they can drive a car really easily? So that's where you're most successful. Do you? Okay, yeah, most of us don't. I've discovered, so I actually wanted to find a course on how to organize your Google Drive, because it can get overloaded very quickly. You can share things with you, and also you got a mountain of stuff as soon as you turn this faucet on.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear simple automation to start with.
So let me actually, I'll give you more tools too, because this is all great, because you can take this home with you and you can look into it and see how it applies to your own business. Let's just use Eventbrite for an example. Do we all know what Eventbrite is?
Nope.
No? Okay, so if you don't know what Eventbrite it is a ticket selling platform. So you can sell tickets to live events. You could also have it on a landing page. You can assume it's just a landing page where you're opting people in.
So for example, just to drill it down to you, you might want to once a month hold a mixer, an educational free mixer. Hey guys, you know what? I've got so much information about what's coming up. I've done a whole lot of research. Thursday night at 8 o'clock in my space or in a restaurant, I'm going to treat everyone to cocktails so we can talk about this. It's a great group way. But how would you get to all of them? You put an event right up saying, hey, here's what I'm doing. It gives you the date, the time. You can have free tickets. And it's a great way to resource. That's all you want.
And I think what is also powerful is that Eventbrite is also promoting it for you, because if someone will put in a search box, and if you use the right words for your event, which will be applied to your niche, it will be in a search box. And also you can create a Facebook event for that, so you can use different platforms to gather people together. But Eventbrite, I didn't realize that, and I was just using it for tickets, but it's actually quite powerful.
Yeah, so think about Eventbrite as a ticket platform where people can pay you money to receive a ticket so they can show up to your event. Same thing with the landing page. They're putting in their name, their email, so that they can receive more information from you. Now, nowadays, if you do that and they don't actually receive more information from you, then they don't know who you are, they don't know anything about you, they're kind of lost, and then you throw a 3-day payday like we just went over at them randomly, and they're like, whoa, like, where have you been for the past year? I haven't heard from you. So with Eventbrite, for example, it's a platform that automatically sends the ticket purchaser an email saying you just purchased a ticket. So that's great, because now I know the money that I just put in actually went somewhere and they're saying I got a ticket. However, in your business, you can set up an integration tool so that the system knows that somebody just purchased a ticket and they purchased under this name and they purchased with this email address. It sends a little like trigger to your email marketing system saying, hey, this person bought a ticket to this event, so send them into the email automation now that welcomes them to this event and gives them all the details to this event. That way you're not doing that yourself. And that system integration tool is called Zapier. Z-A-P-I-E-R. Z-A-P-I-E-R. And it's just this little like cloud up in the sky that says like someone bought a ticket and like goes and tells you, like, I don't know, like someone, yeah, tell your email marketing provider. Another example, do you use questionnaires or forms? Type form, for example. Google Forms, any kind of form. What do you do when somebody fills out a form? You need that information for something, right? Zapier will also, if you need specific answers or somebody needs to say yes to this question in order to receive a call booking link, if they say no to this question, you don't want to work with them, so they get into an email automation that says, I'm sorry, this is not a good product for you, but here's another option. So this is all happening in the clouds. Like, I don't know how it happens. It just does it for you. And that way you're not getting on the phone with people who are not your qualified clients. You're only getting on the phone with people who answer that question, yes, who say they're ready to invest a minimum of $9.97 today. And they said yes. And that's why they're getting your scheduling link. If they say no, they're getting an email that says this is not a good offer for you. This is not a good product for you, but try my spin gym. You know, like here's a $40 product that I think that you could use over and over and over again, get really comfortable with it. And then you can have the automations linking so that a month from now, they can try that same questionnaire again. And if they answer the question right this time, now they're getting the link to schedule a call with you. So you're really qualifying the people you're getting on the phone with to make sure you're not wasting your time or their time, and making sure they're getting the service and exactly what they need at that time. So Zapier will do that with many different platforms. Pretty much all email marketing systems, doesn't matter which one you have. It will say you use a PayPal. I have it linked to my PayPal. So somebody pays me through PayPal, they're automatically on my email and they automatically go through a series of emails because they paid with PayPal. Stripe, same thing. That's basic. There's also a project management system called Trello, Trello. Asana is a similar system, Asana, similar to Trello. Zapier, email marketing, all of these tech integration systems will also create projects for you. You tell the system to create, maybe you're onboarding a new client and you need to welcome them. They need to answer a few questions. They have a form to fill out. They have a training they need to go through. As soon as a contract is sent, they sign the contract, the system triggers an invoice. When the invoice is paid, the system triggers an onboarding process, and their answers just get put onto this project management system. So now you have either a repository if you want to use the project management system to help you schedule podcast interviews, schedule radio show hosts, or you have a step-by-step process that you take a client through in order to get them to the end of their program, and they can follow along with it. So all these different platforms that you can use to just systematize as much as you can in your business, but automate so that you're not giving so much of your time and not getting anything in return. You're giving up your time all the time, and you're not able to go and do other money-making things because your time is spent doing these back-end admin tasks that the cloud can do for you.
Cool. All right, I would like to go over that. So while I hear all those tools, can we just help me understand something?
Yeah.
So can we turn that TV on or no?
I have no idea how to.
Okay, so ActiveCampaign is your automation of choice? Because here's what
My team also works with Infusionsoft, but I don't understand Infusionsoft.
So I want to create I'm going to take your emails. I want to just do a thank you email. It's really, each email, my daughter's all about one-line emails, by the way. Hey, thanks for showing up. 1, just touch base. It could be 1. 2, I want to tell you about a really fun video you should watch. 3, something else you could offer. Okay, let's just do those 3. I said, hey, I want to do this. How do I automate it? Sorry, I know this is really basic, but it's my biggest thing in life.
I'm going to show you. Nowadays, it's like drag and drop templates. They make it really, really easy to use.
Well, I also think I want to see also.
Can I pull it up?
That's
or I can share.
Here. We need to figure out how to. Where's the button? Where's the?
Find a good one.
Or just another one if you don't mind.
Oh, I have.
Can I share something with you?
72.
You need to Bob, and I'm going to address this to you to start with. You okay?
You said I need the Bob. Sorry.
Okay, you win a tell me covered strawberry and a free trip to the Looney Bin. I'm sorry, I didn't even look so.
That was a good interview break.
You always, we should take a break. After she's finished, you always should understand the systems, I think.
Yeah.
Get an overview. Take out the I'm too old to figure this shit out or it's all too overwhelming, which I could hear in the back of your head. It's irrelevant. It is not overwhelming, it's just a system. And what you want to do is you want to go, oh, because I understood the system, I just haven't implemented it. Why? 2 reasons. 1, I haven't thought to hire someone to do it. It's called delegation. I have a whole course called Delegate or Die. You're cleaning your toilets, you're not successful. You clean your own bathroom? Do you? Shame on you. Because how much do you make an hour when you work right now? 28. Somebody clean your toilet is $10 an hour. Could you work 2 more hours, that person could come 1 or 2 times a week, and you never do that task again. Delegate or die. What can you do that you're spending your time on? Well, creating the emails, I think, is either with you or somebody who works your team. It has to be you, the content. But you know what? You have me to help you do that. So I can, and by the way, we can talk it into a text recorder, and bingo, you got it. You tweak it a little bit with your assistant. She doesn't write it because she's not at that level of understanding what it is. Great, done. That's really cool. Do you need to know how to automate it? Fuck no. You go, look, there's this system called ActiveCampaign. Either you learn it or I hire somebody who's a specialist in this. Here's the information, make it happen. You didn't even know this existed, right?
No.
Right, so now that you do, same with ClickFunnels. Honestly, why the fuck are you going to funnel hacking? There's no value. You'll meet a lot of people, you hear a lot of stuff. go have a great time. But I'm gonna tell you, if you told me, if you said, Forbes, I'm debating about going, can you give me the pros and cons of why I should? I'd say, well, you've never been in this world, you have no idea what it is, enjoy it. Russell's brilliant, he's got some good speakers, but mostly people are gonna walk across that stage making you feel like shit. Because they're 22 years old and they're making $1 million on a launch.
I'd like to be 22 again.
But like I'm saying, no, I'm not kidding, that makes you feel kind of like, oh my God. Or you can hire somebody who's an expert in not just ClickFunnels. Do not hire a web designer ever. It's a web marketeer. If that person doesn't understand marketing, then you had better hand them exactly what you're doing in a Photoshop. Because someone can make really pretty pictures that they don't sell because their head's not there. If you imagine there's a lot of people out there who can do both, that's been a lot of my issues. So, or you can hire the marketing director who builds all that on paper, give it to the guy to design, and then you're done. So it comes about investment, but you have to know what you're doing. And then, if you don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jenna, at the end of all that, you have the person analyze the results. Most of us don't. You go, well, and she's really good at that. Her team is good at that. That's why we're partnering a lot. Yeah. Again, you're not at that stage yet. You need 90 days of this program, of really working it, to drill down what your question is, what your objective is, blah, blah, blah. 90 days are gonna pass whether you do the work or not. And then you go, hey, you know what, I'm finally ready. I've got this idea, you guys can go with it, but until you're clear, you guys will invest money all over the place. It's not a shiny object system, there's really an order to things. And it's easy when it gets done, and you go, wow, how did that work? Her Infusionsoft, I'm never
Complicated as heck.
Yeah, I've never even looked at it.
Here's the thing, it's not. Here's Infusionsoft, okay? Bob, if you meet a client, if you meet a prospect and he says yes, they go that way. If you meet a prospect, he says no, they go that way. If you write that email that says, hey, I see that you didn't do that, but I've got a course you might be interested in, go here. Oh, they went there? All it is a puzzle. You sit with somebody, you draw the puzzle out of what you want to put it in the system. You don't have to do it. Is it complicated? Yeah, but you're doing it anyway, you don't realize it. If somebody says, hey, I love you, well, we put them into the system where they get a thank you email, an informational, they get attached to my blog. All you're now doing that is giving to someone to build the system. You should never touch Infusionsoft. It's like trying to drive a tractor trailer. I just want my car to go from New York to LA. Do you care what the tractor trailer looks like? No, that's all that is. And I'm gonna tell you, the part as a business coach at this level is I'm a voice of sanity. You tell me what your sentence is, where's the cash today, I'm gonna tweak it around to enroll one person. You immediately will make $4,000 in the course of this week that you weren't making before because you're just your coffee. So I want you to just listen to Jen and go, wow, there's a lot of resources out there. Do you care if you're gonna get Active Campaign or you're gonna get Zapier? Who cares? You're gonna talk to one of us and go, Bob, that's the system you're gonna use. This is how much it costs. Is that in your budget? Great. So there's ways that you're not thinking about. Don't let this overwhelm you, because it will. All right, I don't have to know how to fly an airplane to get to LA tomorrow. I just don't. I trust that the guy does it, but I understand I have to book the ticket, pay for it, I have to pack my bags. No, actually I don't even pack my bags anymore. I hired somebody to do that. I figured out what my clothes need to be, somebody packs my bags, makes it look really nice, I pick up the baggage and I go. I just saved an hour of my time. Hers is 28 an hour, mine's $1,000 an hour. I have been wasting hours doing stupid shit. And when you come to that realization, how does Oprah and Richard Branson get to do it? Delegate or die. What I just want to hear is there's things in the system that I don't even know how to ask for. So I've never had anybody kind of explain it. She's really good at this. So let me.
Thank you, Barb.
So
Really good.
That's Apple, right?
Yeah.
So we have a thing called Apple Mirroring TV. Let me touch it and just see if it turns on.
You don't use Infusionsoft. Which one did you say you did use?
Active Campaign, and that's the one you're gonna see here. Yeah,
Okay.
activecampaign.com.
I'm gonna, it's drag and drop, right?
It's drag and drop and everything.
Okay, I'll play around. Until that point, can we all just kind of, can you turn your screen this way?
Oh, you can't see it?
Oh,
I have it shared.
Oh, so sorry, okay.
Yeah, I have it shared. One thing Forbes mentioned that is actually important when you're deciding what email marketing provider to use, whoever you go to, make sure they do ask you who's your website provider, where do you collect, like what are your payment gateways, is it PayPal, like what other systems are you using, because it is important that they all interact with each other. Active Campaign, I use it because it interacts with a lot of things. Zapier, I use it because there hasn't been anything that I have found that it does not interact with, but some of them don't interact with each other. Like MailChimp wouldn't interact with Zapier, or it might, but there are other things that it might not interact with. So depending on what you do.
What you need to do is, we're a resource funnel.
Mhm.
And so I spend a lot of time going, do this, you kind of go through it, ask a couple of questions and get it signed. One of the things that changed your life, when you just shared this a little bit, was getting an OBM.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know what OBM stood for. Does anybody? Online Business Manager. Basically angel that drops from the heavens. I knew I wanted to create a digital marketing agency, but I didn't know, and I knew I needed a virtual assistant, but I didn't know what they needed to do for me, right? And that's stupid. Don't hire an assistant if you don't know what you need the assistant for. So instead of hiring virtual assistants, I hired an online business manager who did the hiring process for me and just asked me, what are your goals? You know, what are you looking to do? At the time I was launching a mastermind, and she told me, well, to launch a mastermind, you will need a tech VA, a social media management VA, a graphic designer. Like, she just listed that out. And then she told me the key roles and responsibilities that I should look for in each of those VAs. So in my mind, I was like, you're a VA? Yeah, you're hired, you know, but it's actually important to say, you're a VA. Well, what kind of VA are you? Are you a tech VA? What is your zone of genius? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years from now? And if it's not what I'm hiring you to do right now, I'm not hiring you, because it actually, you're losing money when you have to fire and rehire all the time. So you want to make sure your hire is somebody who likes what they're doing. They're not just there to see how you run your business and then run away and create a business just like that. You're going through the necessary process in order to hire effectively and efficiently before you just hire because somebody on the internet told you you needed a VA, right? So an online business manager was my first hire, who then did the whole onboarding process for me, and she managed all my virtual assistants. So I'm not even involved in that process.
How did you find a good one? An online business manager?
She just fell into my lap.
Okay, and that's okay if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, so I have key roles.
So one, you just know you need it.
Good.
And I got that.
Where did you go?
I got that.
Yeah.
I went to a Facebook group and she found me. So first of all, if you know what you need and you tell them the systems you're currently using, tell them the goal that you have, and go put that out on social media. People will come to you. People will send you Facebook messages. If they can't provide a portfolio of what it is you're looking for, if they can't, you know, you'll just get people saying me, 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 me. And this person sent me a book in an email. She researched my business. She knew what my mission was. She knew exactly how she could get me to my end goal. And she told me all of that, and then sent me to like resources where I can look into her. And I just instantly clicked, and I was like, wow, like all the information she went through. I went to a large, the group that I went to was Boss Moms. It had 30,000 people in it. And I just said, hey, I'm looking for
But you can
this.
just post it on your Facebook page and just, you know, if you have friends, ask them to tag someone.
Mm-hmm.
But what is really also good is when you write down exactly what you need that person to do. Because very often you list actually all the list, and it's like, if you're not specific enough, it's going to be too ambiguous.
No, let me tell you something. In this particular case, that doesn't work because you don't even know what an OBM is. List the problems that you're dealing with. I run a company. I have no automation. I don't understand VAs, blah, 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 blah. In this case, you don't know what you don't know. Can somebody step in who's done this before? Here's my business. Here's what I'm up to. Can you help me?
And they know who they are. So if you list your needs and they can check everything off, they'll come to you.
So my point was to don't be too ambiguous, but also if you're too specific, you realize that the person you're looking for is actually 2 or 3 people, because sometimes that one person will not have everything, but it's a starting point. At least you're going to be able to delegate.
Yeah, and I would also recommend asking for referrals too. This network is just huge. Has anybody had a good experience with this person? If so, can you refer me? At this point, we don't onboard anybody who isn't a referral because
You don't know them.
we haven't had to, we've had really good experience with
So
referrals.
when you hired your first person, was it a virtual assistant or was it someone who you knew?
I did not know her. She's from Poland, actually.
Okay.
She reached out. I put something out saying, this is what I need. This is my mission. This is my goal. And she sent me an email, and everybody else sent me a message saying, with some people didn't even say anything, just sent me a link to, here's how you pay.
Come, go back.
Yeah.
We lose your word.
Okay. So this is an email automation. This is ActiveCampaign. This is one of, I think I have 72.
You have 72.
Yes.
So, and they're all labeled in here and easy to find?
Yep.
How do you
They're all
name it?
linked. So you name it. So at the very top here, if you can see my cursor, you can name your automation. You can set a trigger to start the automation. That's important. So the trigger you're seeing, I hope you can all see it,
Yes.
is called, and I have very specific ways to name things so that I can find them quickly, but
What does that
somebody
mean?
purchased.
Hang on a second. What does that mean very specific?
So somebody purchased something from PayPal in this particular instance. I told PayPal, when this purchase is made, add tag purchased Profit Booster Bootcamp bump sale, right?
Mhm.
So now PayPal purchased, Zapier realized this tag was added to the PayPal. So Zapier talked with ActiveCampaign, which triggered this automation, because the automation says, when the tag purchase Profit Booster Bootcamp bump sale is added, trigger this automation.
Right.
You with me?
Yeah.
So I told PayPal, if someone buys something, add this tag. I told ActiveCampaign, if somebody has this tag, enter them into this email automation. So that's the trigger. You can trigger, you can add a new trigger and look at your options. Subscribes to a list, unsubscribes from a list. You can try and bring people back after they've unsubscribed. There's a ton of different, they share an email, they visit a web page. You can add tags manually. So there are different ways that you can trigger. That was just one example. Now, as soon as they receive the trigger within the ActiveCampaign system, I'm telling them, send them this welcome email.
And where is that, where that welcome email is living?
It's living in ActiveCampaign, and you can create it as a template. So I could go down and choose different options if I want, or I can edit, and let's open the welcome email. Again, drag and drop. So I can, this is an old one, I can drag and add a button here. I can drag and add a video here. You can insert your YouTube video URL and it will pop up right in the email. You can add audio. So I actually extracted the audio from the radio show interview, the little segment that I had with Forbes yesterday. It is now on my website. I can put that in here. You can extract audio, import audio.
So when you do that and sends it out as an email, does it, and you click that link, does it take them online to elicit? So is it just a direct?
If I put them as a button, it will.
Play inside the email.
Yeah, it'll play inside the email too. Yeah.
So to extract the audio, just out of curiosity.
I sent it to my team.
You did what?
I sent it to my team. I don't know how they
Oh,
did it.
got it. Okay. That's even better.
At this active
My team, because I'm actually the face of all of this. This is not what I do on a day-to-day basis. I just know what they're doing. So I sent it to Sandra. She does my text, so she extracted the audio. Sandra's not on call. We could unmute her.
So I guess another just little business aside is that you run videos. Oh, I like that.
And it's done wonderful.
Give me questions. That would be very helpful. There's a lot of resources.
And again, this is a learning experience for me because I haven't taught any of this in a while.
Well, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And when we make this a course,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's my next goal with you, because I know all the questions and I can just keep asking. One of the things for a lot of people who are successful, they forget their basics. And that makes an amazing course. We did this last time with our guy from Vancouver. He started talking about all this Facebook advertising. Luke, all this Facebook advertising. I said, dude, you don't understand. I got people here who don't understand how to make a post.
Mm-hmm.
And an effective post, a sales post, all the things that we take for granted at a certain level. For mom and pops and for entrepreneurs who are starting, isn't this wild, Michael? Did you know this existed?
This is amazing.
It's amazing, right? So that's part of where basic business, especially if you've been an entrepreneur for a long time. A question for you.
I also wanted to just show you the rest of it. I mean, this is a very simple, like
Yeah.
you could have tree branches going off for years, and some of my automations
They
do,
also
but
have this, okay, they also have this in Get Response.
Plugging in the wait time.
Get Response also has it, yeah. So this particular client has purchased a course from me, and they received a welcome email immediately after purchasing the course. And that welcome email gave them a link to access the course. So it also delivered the course to them, right? So they're now taking the course on another platform. How many times have you purchased a course and never completed the course? I used to do that, so I don't buy courses because I know myself and I need that one-on-one attention. So in order to get them to complete the course or remind them that they bought a course, in a week, you can just press the little add button and you can add a condition to wait for a certain period of time. One example of all the conditions that you can add. And I'm telling it, wait 1 week, and then I want to send them a weekly progress reminder. So in 1 week, they receive this email from me. This is a friendly reminder that you have access to the Profit Booster Bootcamp course posted on the Teachable platform. Please click here and log in if you haven't in a while. So I'm, again, giving them access to it. On some automations, I'll even say, add this to the bookmarks page on your computer, and then you can easily access it because we forget all the time how to even access something we purchased. If you want to discuss your progress, click here to schedule a breakthrough business consult with me. If you prefer to join the mastermind, click here to learn more. And I always tell my people, like, you can always hit reply and ask me a question. You want them to engage with you on email because that allows more of your emails to enter their inbox. You want that engagement.
So we use
Gmail. So Google Suite, yeah. And that's where they come through from Active Command.
Google Suite is not just Gmail.
G Suite G Suite is Gmail, Dropbox, everything. It's
Gmail on steroids.
Okay. Yes, Gmail on steroids. There's a lot of different things in the G Suite. I learned.
And how do you access that?
Access what?
G Suite.
Use paper. You don't use paper. We have it at some point.
So then I did this, for this example, I have a progress reminder going every week throughout the length of the course just to remind them that they have the course. And at the end.
Can you see one or two more of your emails? Because actually the first one.
Yeah, so, yep.
It's very similar, but after the first one, what did you send to the second one? Well, you sent that one that said, hey, all the things asked me. And then the next week you sent what?
It's the same thing. I'm giving them the same exact weekly progress reminder. So they go through the course and here, so the last email, I'm giving them the option to upsell into something else, right? So this email actually says, would you be interested in receiving a free copy of my marketing package for effective solutions to automate your online business? Just click below and it's all yours. So when they click, I can tell the system to add a tag that indicates that this person clicked or this person did not click, right? So when you go back out and look at the big picture, the next trigger says, does the contact match the following conditions? Does the contact have the tag opted in free business marketing package? Yes or no? If they do, I'm ending this automation because that tag actually triggers another automation that delivers this content and takes them through a whole nother slew of emails. If they don't have that tag, I'm sending them into a sales campaign for something else. So this is telling the system, no, they did not opt into the business marketing package. Okay, they're not interested in my business marketing package, but that doesn't mean they don't want to join my mastermind. So I'm sending them into my mastermind sales campaign. So it says enter automation mastermind sales campaign. Now on the back end, I have to go back to automations and find that automation. And there's a search, just like Google, mastermind. They don't see any of this. They just automatically get the next email that I have triggered. But here's the mastermind sales campaign. So now they are inside the mastermind sales campaign. So now I send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, look, do you guys recognize this subject line? And then this happened. This is my 3-day payday. I added it to the end of this sales campaign to really force them to buy into the mastermind. So I'm warming them up. I give them a little bit of information about the mastermind in the first email. And we'll just open it and look at it. Should you join the mastermind, this is for you if you struggle with. I list their pain points and their frustrations. Tell them a little bit about what it is. This is something they have to apply for. So again, this button is a link to apply, which, I mean, this, you can get lost in these automations. You open up their type form that they have to fill out to apply, and depending on how they answer the type form, determines where they go in the next step of my process.
When you do this, you draw it out first, or do you just kind of go through it?
I just kind of go through it because I get it. You can draw it out. I've drawn it out for clients. I've created, you know, when I do a webinar and I kind of explain it, like they do at what's it called in Nashville that you're going to? Funnel hacking. At funnel hacking, they have to do the basics. You can't get into all of this. This is so deep and it can get to be so overwhelming for people to hear. So at funnel hacking, they're probably going to do the simple like opt-in page. You click a button, you receive the landing page that talks about the sales, whatever you're selling. You click a button, you pay. That's what they're going to teach you, the very basic 1, 2, 3 funnel, because you can't dive into all of this because it does get very deep. And your funnel is just enormous.
It's this detail that we have avoided for the last 2 years.
This is what we need.
Because every time I start doing this, here's where my head goes. That board, all around the room and back again. Well, if I don't want to do this, they have to do this. I want to do it. You cannot do this on your own. You just can't.
Sandra said if anybody wants to know how to extract the audio of the interview, I can make a recording on that and send it to everyone.
Tell her yes.
Yes.
That is lovely.
So
what is your mastermind?
This one.
Just out of curiosity, when you do mastermind, you talk about an online mastermind, a real in-person? Just because it's
I've done online masterminds in the past. Mine is a hybrid group. It's a group coaching and mastermind hybrid structure. So for my masterminds, I'm really big on strategy, but a huge pain point of mine in the past was nobody implementing the strategy that I taught them. So because, I mean, that was why I created my agency, so that you're getting strategy, but you're also getting implementation. So I combine. Yep, I do 2 in 10 minutes. Yes. Reminding myself. My client has a call.
You can take that with you. It's just
Oh, okay, thank you. So my masterminds have been Zoom calls, like we're on right now. You know, once a month usually. The big one that I do is 6 months in length because they get the implementation piece from my agency, and it takes a lot of time and back and forth to create these landing pages and these funnels for our clients. I've never done a mastermind that was just, you know, hop on a Zoom call once a week and talk about your week and then hop off. But I know there's like accountability and support type masterminds out there as well. I'm just really focused on, if you're going to work with me, I want you to have like an outcome. I don't want to just talk about, like, you know, like Forbes is breaking us down and building us back up, but we're also earning money and we're learning a lot of good lessons out of that. And I like that outcome.
How much you charge for masterminds?
First one was $3,500 or $7,500, depending on if you got agency services with it. Now my packages are, you can work with me quarterly for $15K or a year long is $50K.
Notice how she kind of increased?
Yeah.
Maybe one client was really powerful for her.
And what's interesting is I had a big hiccup with charging initially. And it wasn't until I increased my prices that people started actually buying into my products and services, because I started valuing myself and they saw that value. And a lot of people, if you're not valuing yourself, they won't work with you because they don't think that you're worth it because your prices are so low.
Which is an interesting issue that I had when I started doing massage therapy, which was I got out of massage therapy school, thought, how good can I be? Because I just got out, so I was charging $35 an hour, which I thought was pretty good back then. And my girlfriend called and said, "You're really good. Why are you so low?" I said, "Because that's all I'm worth." I didn't say that, but she said, "Well, that's too bad because my neighborhood those clients won't use you unless you charge $135 an hour because they don't think you're that good." Big lesson to learn.
Yeah.
You just don't cut off your head despite your nose and go too fast.
And really, really quick, because I have a client call in 8 minutes, but you go through the sales campaign for the mastermind, which is another series of emails. And at the very end of that, does the contact match the following conditions? They've opted in or they haven't. Yes or no. Yes, and this automation, no. I'm sending them into a nurture sequence. So now they didn't opt in the first time. They didn't opt in the second time. So I don't even know if I want them on I don't know if I want to pay for them because you have to pay for your subscribers. So sometimes I just immediately tell the system to unsubscribe them. If they're interested, they'll come back in through another opt-in. But here I'm giving them another option. I'm sending them through a nurture sequence, which is just talking about me and my mission and my philosophy. Maybe they don't know who I am. They're cold lead.
Because that's something that you could all actually just do. Some sort of nurture campaign.
I can give you a template for all of this stuff.
Can I ask something, because I don't know if anyone or everyone understands it, but when you're saying a tag, what's a tag?
How can I
Is
relate
it just a word? Is it just?
A little label, a little tiny label that says you're yes and you're no. And you're
It's just how the system knows who you are.
It's a
Right,
little tiny
right.
label.
No, I understand that, but if it, they're not all, it doesn't matter what the label is as long as it's congruent with everything.
The label only
Okay,
matters
got
to you and to the system. Nobody knows what their tag does.
Got it. Okay.
So
I
can-
bought new customer.
yeah, like F
Okay.
you, like leave my system.
Okay.
I'm not
Do you want to go to dinner with me on a date or not?
swipe right
Yeah,
or
that's
left.
gonna change.
Like whatever you need to use.
Right. Okay. Just has to be congruent with everything that you're referring to for that one
So
thing.
let's look at what a concept of nurture is, because this is what you guys can do immediately. Go, hey, you know what? I'm just reaching out. I want to see what she actually says. This
Me
is-
too, because this is like old. What
No,
did I
no,
say?
go back to top. So what are we all about? We care about you. So you might want, this is great for Bob just to start with. Even as an email, well, hey, I just want to reach out to my customers. You know, I just took this really creative business course with this $2.5 billion whatever. And here's some strategies. That's just a good conversation. When you touch people, remember you reach out to your database when you don't need them, so they're there when you do.
Yeah. So in this one, I told them what my mission is. I told them about my company. At the time, we had 13 employees, and I listed who they are because for my audience, they might not know what a digital marketing agency is, but they might know what a video editor is or a copywriter. Our company provides high-level business strategy, telling them what I do, and then also giving them something so they can get to know me. I wrote a chapter in a book collaboration about my journey.
Good way that that's part of what, hey, I'm about to write a chapter. I'm writing a chapter. Here is the chapter.
Yep. So I give them my chapter. So it's a chapter about my journey becoming a six-figure entrepreneur. You can check that out here. So then that links them to the chapter download, which also triggers another email sequence. And it's just chaos in the back end systems, but it's not when you structure it on the front end in a way that you're not involved in all the back end systems once it's in place. It's doing it for you. So it's important to set these triggers and set these tags up and take your lead through their own journey, because if everybody went through the same journey, they'd be receiving information they're not interested in. If nobody got to this page, but they randomly got my chapter in my book, but they didn't ask for it or don't want it, then they're not gonna really know me, like me, or trust me anymore, because I'm just throwing things at them that they didn't ask for. So it's important that they take these clicks along the journey so that they get the content that they're looking for. And a lot of us are multi-passionate, and you know, I might have a fitness program that I'm also doing business consulting. Well, I'm not giving my business consulting leads my fitness programs unless they ask for it.
Yeah, I love the Dolly's feeling, yes. I don't want to keep you late for your call. Can we get into that and come back?
I will come back. It's an hour call.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to lunch. When we come back,
Yes.
though, maybe you wanna hear, what calendar system do you use?
Acuity scheduling.
Okay, so community is really good. I think what is appointment for? Okay, I've got people who like both. It doesn't much matter. I don't care about
Now that
the
I'm
actual system. I care about how you most effectively use it. We've got two awesome schedules here, and we don't do well on. I know that. So to that end, I'm gonna have you guys run over to Rose if you want. Chuck and me, I can't walk over there. Holly looks very efficient in her comfortable chair.